Yes, we are. It's fucking Wednesday. I'm hyped as shit.
Ooh, what do we got for Wednesday, Nick? What's the plan? What's the idea? What's the itinerary? What we got to do?
The itinerary today is to talk bullshit about stupid ass things.
Woo! The Midweek Chat Attack continues.
Yeah!
Same old.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you said the same thing at the same fucking time. Look at that shit. Isn't that fucking beautiful or what? Romantic, man. But no, I'm hyped as shit, man. I know we're like a little bit late, like 10 minutes late, no big deal. But the thing is, like, for once, we can go longer than 30 minutes today. Like, the movie review extravaganza comes on in about 2 hours. You know what I mean? I'm happy about that shit.
What are they reviewing this week?
The new horror movie about the clown.
I don't understand why anyone thinks clowns are fucking scary. That is the dumbest thing in the fucking world to me. That's like the Teletubbies being a fucking horror icon.
Oh, no, but that's the thing. No. I actually think Teletubbies are scary as fuck.
That's fucking weird, man. Like, and I'm afraid of bees, so I'll call myself out first, but I don't understand how anyone's afraid of fucking clowns.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to show you. I'm going to have to show you really quick because, man, Teletubbies are fucking frightening. I got to show you a little something. This is a video game, and granted, yes, it is Markiplier. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a Markiplier fan. I do not like this dude at all.
Yes, he is. He subscribed. He just says he's your biggest supporter.
Oh, no, I'm not subscribed. Look at that shit. Unsubscribe my ass. Even though I'm on the Midnight Chat Attack YouTube channel, don't say nothing. But
Drop it.
No, man. But no, like, I mean, granted, I didn't see anything. You just saw the back of Poe's big ass. And yes, don't ask me why I know the names of the Teletubbies, okay? Tinky, Winky, Dipsy, La La Poe. I'm sorry. I know it all. Fucking
why?
You are digging yourself a hole that I started, and man, it's glorious.
No,
Man, I played the baby son as a kid, and I don't even know the characters like that.
No, fuck you, man. No, because I used to babysit too, and they played the names of the fucking characters on the goddamn fucking...
I never watched the show.
Oh, but then you need to watch it first before you judge it, man.
He's probably watching some
you.
weird
I'm not watching
Canadian
Teletubbies. I'm
education
a
shit
grown-ass
like
man.
a moose and a beaver.
You were a grown-ass man back in the day. I watched it when I was 12 years old, okay? I didn't even have hair on my nuts yet. I still don't have any hair on my nuts. Where are my hair nuts? Jesus. I'm just kidding. I do have, like, I mean, I'm a man, so, I mean. Anyways. So, here's the thing, though. That fucking thing's horrifying as shit, okay? You can tell me, oh, what's scary about Teletubbies, but you look into those fucking eyes. They are the devil's eyes. That's some Michael Myers shit, all right?
Y'all are crazy. I just want to point that out. You are all crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Bitch, I
the
didn't
chat
say
right
nothing.
now. I'm looking at the chat. He's talking about you guys. And look at Lala go. Lala's just fucking, get it. Yes.
Whip, nene.
If I end up seeing it, we'll just fucking do our own, like, everyone fucking join up at after hours party.
Hey, man, I dressed up as a clown for Halloween, basically, and that was terrifying people, man. It makes people scared.
Why?
It's because the makeup makes such, like, exaggerated facial features.
Yeah.
So anytime you do, like, a crazy face, that shit is extended, like, 20 times.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. They're designed. They're fucking made for fun and go to kids parties and stuff. They did it.
Did you ever go to a kids party where the clown was present?
The clown?
No.
The clown. That's what I call them.
I'm an athlete. But here's the thing.
Fuck you!
Like, actually, you know what's funny is, like, if you look carefully right into the chat, you can actually see Ganja Guru fucking up with that joke. You know, you see the rocket. I'm sorry.
Please don't tell me that was from one of our games.
I hope it is.
Dude, I think it is, honestly. No, it's not. No, you wouldn't have.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't tell me you fucking gift one of our games.
Jesus.
I'm about to say, we're not that good.
Don't give him that fucking idea, by the way.
Yeah, never mind. That motherfucker's flying. No.
No, man. People, once again, I need to, like, make a highlight video of it or whatever, but, like,
No, you
Alan,
fucking don't.
Alan flips the fuck out in Rocket League. And speaking of that, you know, we're gonna be talking about video games in a little while too, because once again, Friday we're gonna be doing another video game MCA Plus thing going on, and I really want you guys to be part of that too. Hopefully we can get some multiplayer shit going on. But Ganja Guru, sir,
Yes, sir.
aside from talking about the Teletubbies and shit like that, we do have quite the fucking show for people today, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and, like, try to fucking stall a little bit because I'm not even prepared myself. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on. No. Here's a YouTube channel, right? Now,
Look at those subscribers!
oh, look at that
So
shit,
proud.
410 people. Man, last week was like 270. I don't know what the fuck happened, but if you guys are, like, sharing this amongst your friends and everything, you guys are helping us out, and if you guys help us out, we're going to be able to help you out more so often, too, because I really do want to advertise your guys' personal, like, creative stuff, and it'll be fucking awesome. That's all I gotta say. But here's the thing, though. As I'm showing this, I actually made a couple new playlists. Actually, one of them's not going to show, I don't think. But, yeah, MCA Gaming. This episode, Sonic Mania Playthrough number 2, this is the one with Rocket League. Now, I'm sorry, Alan. I'm so sorry that I had to advertise that once again, but god damn it, dude, you're the funniest fuck when you're playing Rocket League.
Oh,
It's the
skip
greatest-
Sonic Mania. That's some bullshit. But as soon as you get to Rocket League,
Yeah.
it builds up. Just keep watching.
Just keep watching. People skip through all the Sonic shit, okay? You should be skipping Sonic just in general, like in life,
Yeah.
you know, fucking...
Sega does it.
Yeah, skip Sonic like the industry has. But no, man, we also got like some highlight videos from the Flex and Chill stuff. Which, by the way, if you guys do reviews on this show, hopefully I can put them as reviews on the thing here and kind of give people an idea of what your opinion is on movies. But January tonight, you guys saw it up here. Magic School Bus. We're talking about the Magic School Bus trailer. Ganja, do you actually give a fuck about the Magic School Bus at all?
Dude, I was a huge fan of the Magic School Bus growing up as a kid.
Yeah, no, and you were too, Alan.
Yeah, same. That show was brutal. People like almost die in that fucking show, like every episode.
And it was like a education show, so it was kind of weird how.
It was actually pretty accurate too. Like as a kid, I was like, oh, that's actually really fucking accurate for a kid show.
Yeah.
You know, you say that, but like this is one of the things about doing like a science show is like science data and just science facts are constantly changing every day. So I was watching the episode where they go to space and they end up going to Pluto, and she's giving all these scientific facts about Pluto being a planet. I'm like, haha, we killed that shit in 2008.
Oh, that's one of my favorite episodes because one of the kids almost straight up dies when they take their helmet off and their head goes to straight ice. Like that was fucking
shit,
brutal.
I forgot that.
Yeah, one of the kids almost fucking dies.
No, but as we're talking about this too, I mean, and I'm going to show the chat just one more time, just to get it out of the way. But this is fucking wonderful. I mean, everyone should have a good loving, right? Like even Teletubbies need a good loving, so this is fucking incredible. But
all right, I thought people were crazy. They're like, oh, Teletubbies making kids gay, but some of the gifs y'all find in the chat room, I'm like, were they really doing that shit? Like, that's some subliminal gay shit right there.
no, it really is. It's fucking weird as shit. And by the way, too, I just want to throw out some love to the YouTube chat. You know, Raheem.
Ooh,
is
I
like
see you there.
Oh, yes, and I got 2 balls of passion and teenage angst for fucking Jenny, man. She gonna blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. That was bad. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry for making that noise. That was fucking weird. I apologize. The whole thing. I'm not sexist. But here's the situation, though. Red Robot King, a.k.a. Raheem, a.k.a. Togi Pop. He's over there talking about his mouth is still sore.
Oh, not even gonna go there.
Yeah, a little strange. A little
Too easy.
strange.
You should relax your jaw more and just, focus on the actual sucking motion. That's what causes pain. Trust me.
Or actually just do like a hand motion with the balls, Like,
Yeah,
just
you got a
like-
good point. Like, you focus too much on the shaft. You got to focus on the balls too. Give yourself a break.
Yeah, you should definitely feed us some lettuce. But on top of feeding us some lettuce, another thing too. I like how Jenny in the other chat, she's saying like, "Yes, official. Nick wants to fuck me. Nick wants to fuck everything. Okay, sweetheart. Don't think you're special." But
He's like a dog. I got to put a little water bottle out. Shh, shh, shh. Bad boy.
no, no. but
You run back to the computer, start editing.
But no, like right here, talking about he loves to fuck up the Magic School Bus, and that's cool. I think everyone's gonna talk positive about that. But we're also talking about some new DLC for Battlefield 1. We're talking about fucking movies. Directors just flying everywhere from movie to movie to movie. Adrian Blend actually helped us out with a topic about Suicide Squad 2, so I'm definitely gonna have her come in.
They're still talking about Suicide Squad?
Dude, things just keep changing.
It
with
made
that
money.
fucking movie.
Despite
You got a good point. It is an Oscar-nominated film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so with that said, though, Ganja, people might be coming into the call and hanging out with us and everything, but when they do come into the call, they do need to follow some goddamn fucking rules. Why'd you tell them these fucking rules, man?
If you're pulling up there so they can read as well as get yelled at as I do this. Rule number 1, newcomers, join the call first, motherfuckers. We want to see those fresh, new-smelling faces, so bring it onto the call by hitting me, Alan, or Nick inside the PM box, and we'll guys give you the link to put you on the show. Rule number 2, do not talk over each
I can
other.
feel it coming tonight.
It just ruins audio quality for later viewing, and if he sings that shit again, we're going to copyright it. So please do not do it, folks. Rule number 3, please no nudity. This one's kind of a guideline for the internet unless you're Pornhub. Keep it to yourself. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show, and that includes who comes onto the show. So if we catch you giving the link to anyone else, you're gone, and so are they. Rule number 5, read the rules. And Alan, because Allie Girl isn't here today, please.
Don't be a dick, motherfuckers.
There we go.
Oh, I love it, man. Don't be a dick, motherfuckers. Yeah, no, but here's the thing, too, man. I don't know. Alan, you do you always say, hey, man, I'm not fucking white, okay? But you do shit like, it's almost purposely white. It's amazing to me.
Everything I do with you apparently is purposely white.
Hey, guys,
I can't eat a fucking dinner without you calling me white.
Guys, I'm not white, but I'm going to the country club, and afterwards I'm going to listen to Vanilla Ice.
Oh, fuck Vanilla Ice, man. I don't think I ever have a fucking career.
You know what's funny, too? Because people don't even know, but, like, Alan likes rap probably the most out of all of us. Like,
But
this
his
dude
knowledge
really...
of Snoop Dogg is varied.
Yeah, no, true. You don't know as much as Anthony. I'm sorry about that, Alan.
That fucking pissed me off the other show a couple weeks ago when he just spent like 5 minutes talking about Snoop Dogg, man.
I know Alan was all quiet.
He was dropping some deep history. He was like, "Yeah, you remember this song, Nick and Ganja?" I was like, well, "Oh shit, I forgot this."
I know. I thought I knew Snoop Dogg. This motherfucker just throwing out all this knowledge at me. I'm like, huh? Maybe I was pulling a fucking Marcus Jones or something, like reading off Wikipedia or something. I don't know, but
he just got desperate. Like, I'm gonna talk hip hop today. Where's my Wikipedia?
He's like, I'm gonna earn that black card, man. It's fucking happening.
I'm gonna get 2 punches today.
But no, man. So one thing I want to bring up, and by the way, like people want to get into the call. Normally with the midweek, we're gonna start like not having as many people come onto the show and everything. But I do want some people's opinion because this is a big movie-heavy show tonight. I mean, directors just flying all over the fucking place, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up right away here. So, do you guys know this director named Gavin O'Connor? I don't know how to say his fucking name, but do you guys know this dude at all?
Not by name. What has he done recently?
No, well, like I don't know as far as like recently. I mean, I guess The Accountant counts as something.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Okay, well, see, like that.
Oh, actually, he was the director of Warrior. Warrior is a really, really good underrated movie.
Warrior, is that the one with the kickboxing?
Yeah, the UFC, the one with the Tom Hardy and some other guy. It's a really, really well done movie. Like it's kind of underappreciated, but it's surprisingly good. Like it combines like the actual like goodness of the sport with a really heartfelt story as it goes on.
Yeah, and I'm giving this girl a link right now, really quick, Adrian, because I know she loves her Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy over at the Boston Pier watching some Bill Burr.
Motherfucker over here, you fucking Tom Hardy in the fucking Batman movies, DC universe.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my way while I go read my fucking comic books over here.
All right, you turned Jamaican towards the end of that.
Hey, one love, roster, you motherfucker, you.
It's like you got the cab, he was like Jamaican.
I know, no. I'm actually thinking of that one dude on GTA 4, the fucking what's his name? I forgot his name.
Shit, I forget the
One
character's
guy on
name.
GTA 4 that does what?
No, there was a Jamaican character that you run.
Oh yeah, little oh fuck, his name was
Little
John
Jacob.
Little Jacob, there
yeah.
we go.
Little Jacob, hello.
My favorite cutscene in the entire game is like one of the first times you meet him, and Nico just answers the door. He's like, "Hello, you there?" He goes, "Oh, blah 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 blah." What? Like, even the fucking character doesn't understand him.
Even has subtitles, and you can't understand the subtitles because everything's so fucking.
You have to put subtitles with him.
Usually, I'm pretty good at understand the Jamaican accent, but I swear to God, they did some like stereotypical shit that it wasn't even English.
No, it really wasn't,
game.
man. And by the way, really quick, I just want to welcome Amanda Rogers watching. Just so you guys know, I'm still paying attention to the YouTube chat, and I love when you guys are on there talking and whatnot. So, yeah, keep it up. I will be trying to get you guys into the call, things like that. Speaking of getting into the call, Adrian Blend's up in here.
Hey, what's up?
I gotta thank you for giving me this story, by the way, Adrian. Like,
anytime. Yeah, I just found it on Facebook a little while ago. I'm like, ooh, I should send it to Nick. So
yeah. So here's the thing. I'm gonna start off with you actually because you.
Okay.
I mean, like I know you hate that first movie, but then you're telling me that you kind of have a certain positive opinion of Gavin. What's his name again? Gavin O'Connor.
Gavin O'Connor. He did a movie I really love called Warrior. And not just because Tom Hardy's in it. This movie's just amazing. Anyway, I think he's really good with actors and stuff, and I'll be interested to see what he does with this. But I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. Just like the studio's just gonna interfere too much, and it's gonna be as bad as the last one. But I'm not sure if that's possible. But
yeah, and that's the thing that I'm kind of concerned about too, because okay, like I didn't see Warrior. You know what I mean? I mean, I was watching the Kevin James MMA movie.
What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen really any Tom Hardy movies, but the thing is, though, I did see The Accountant.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why.
The Accountant. I wasn't crazy about The Accountant. I mean, I thought it was okay, but overall I like this director, and I think he's really good. So
now the thing that really sold me is Pride and Glory. Isn't that with Edward Norton? I think.
Yeah, that's Edward Norton.
So.
And,
Yeah.
Irish guy. What's his name? Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, I was really hyped because I went to his IMDb page. Like, obviously, I didn't even know who the fuck this guy is, so I had to cheat, y'all. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But, I went to his IMDb and I saw these movies. But then, as I looked, I got to look on this fucking thing over here, and I have the screen up. Hopefully, you guys can read this shit. It's a little small. But this motherfucker's working on so much stuff. Like, City on a Hill is a TV series in pre-production. Apparently, it's some fucking, like, a period piece about the 1990s, and, like, he's in Brooklyn, the whole fucking thing.
Brooklyn!
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously the Green Hornet, which I could have sworn people have been trying to make the Green Hornet for a while. Even Kevin Smith had something to do with this, right?
Wait, the Green Hornet, is that the superhero one?
Yeah. Wait, is that a TV show this time?
That was redone already by Seth Rogen and them. That's
actually not a bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, why do you think it's being done again, though? Because this is soon as fuck. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
My best example is probably, who's the studio that's making this right now, Nick?
Oh goddamn! I have no idea, man.
Because it'd be either NBC or CBS or hell, even I think FX don't really have a superhero story right now. It could be one of those guys trying to get into the superhero game at the moment and trying to redo it. Because the Green Hornet, I think, is like one of those old like newsreels and like radio shows kind of properties. So I think anyone can actually use it at this point. I think it's copyright free at this point.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Because I mean, for one, it wouldn't have been so easily remade by some other fucking company. And the thing is, I want to bring up too is that in the description it says a newspaper publisher teams up with a martial arts expert to fight crime, a reboot based on the 1960 TV series. And the issue I have with that is, just like I said earlier, with A City in the Hill, it's a period piece, and then you have another period piece, and then you have this other thing.
Necessarily. It's based on there. The Seth Rogen movie is set in like modern day, so they can easily just kind of take it and set it in modern day, like they did with the Seth Rogen movie. So I know what you mean. Like he works on a lot of period pieces, but again, he might be able to pull it off. Like he doesn't have as much gravitas as David Ayer, so that's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Well, even the thing when you have to do like timepieces and stuff, like you have to really be focused on the costume because history nerds like me and like other people that watch these films or who are going to most likely buy these films, we're constantly looking for like inaccuracies in the costumes, weapon designs, just a backdrop or how the streets were designed. So if he's really good at making those type of films that are based around a centered time, like around the 40s, 50s, and 60s, I don't see why not he could pull this off. My only problem with him doing Suicide Squad and taking that into it is I think he probably would suffer from where you try to be too close to the comic book and it end up looking cheesy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where you could get a risk from this type of dude because that's how it is when you make those period pieces is you're really focused on nailing every little thing right. That's why the fucking Queen was the most expensive Netflix show.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That had a lot of fucking money from behind it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like $100 million they spent in that fucking.
Yeah, something like that.
Period pieces. Everyone shits on them because like history, man. I don't want to talk about fucking Napoleon shit, but they're the most expensive movies at the time, and that's not including if they have CGI budget.
It's only because of the sets. Like you have to film in castles and shit.
Yeah, and I don't know how true this is, but I'm looking in the chat right now, too, which, by the way, Eddie's in the house. Hello, buddy. Welcome.
Eddie Hendricks, the king of rock.
Eddie.
Yeah, basically our version of Slash from Guns N' Roses. But
no, for real, he is.
But, Red Robot King, he says, and Raheem knows this shit about movies. Like, normally I wouldn't be listening to the YouTube channel in this sense because, I want to see the proof. But he's usually right. He says Paramount's doing it, which, if Paramount's behind this dude, I actually have a lot of faith in Paramount.
I didn't know Paramount had a TV network.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't, but I'm sure they back some projects, right? Like, I mean...
they're probably doing it.
But I'm sure there's some subsidiary,
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, too, like, because, like, Alan, when we were talking about earlier, you were like, yeah, Nick, I know you're trying to say, he does a lot of period pieces. Well, that's just, like, by coincidence. The thing I was going to bring up is this motherfucker likes to multitask. There are so many things. He's actually doing An Accountant 2, like, a fucking sequel right now.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
That happens all the time. Directors do, like, 5 or 6 projects.
I heard that movie was shitty, though.
Did that make any money, even? I know it made some.
It made its budget back and a little bit something. Like it was mildly successful. It wasn't a runaway hit. My issue with that movie is the first half is great, but the second half literally falls apart at the seams.
Yeah,
so hopefully
I think
a sequel can kind of make it work a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Is like he's doing that. He's doing these 4 other movies. Everything's in pre-production. Everything's being done at the same time. And this reminds me, especially with the DC universe and comic book movies and whatever. This reminds me of Gal Gadot and Rosario Dawson, where Gal Gadot. Right away, she was working on everything. Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, this, and the other. Rosario Dawson, she's working on 4 different Netflix fucking shows at the same goddamn time. Not to mention, she was in Lego Batman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes I feel like you should like let them do the shit first before you start hiring them for all these fucking projects. Because that's when like your attention and your quality is divided. And I gotta tell you, Adrian, like I'm not trying to argue with everything. You know more about this guy way more than I do. But I just feel like that's what's really concerning me. It's almost like kind of really setting in stone that Suicide Squad's gonna be fucking shitty. This sequel, like it doesn't sound good. I'm scared.
No, I understand. I'm a little nervous too. But
I get the fear, Nick. But my problem with what you're kind of pushing there is that it implies that like all these projects are being done at the same time. Like we don't know how long they've been working on Lego Batman. She read those dialogues, and this whole time it's just been animation. Her coming back for rereads. Like a lot of these projects, they take either a long time or they get shelved, and they're released when the studio feels like it's right. Like I know when Tom Hardy and all those movies came back to back, what he was in, That was mostly because he actually got a few films done, and people had some films with him in the backdrop array just sitting on it. And like, oh, he's a popular actor right now. Let's release this bullshit film he did like 5 years ago to get a quick money cash out of it.
Hell, look at what happened to Kidnapped. Kidnapped was like a 4-year-old movie before they sent it out in the theaters.
That's true.
And it's not uncommon, Nick, for directors to work on like a bunch of projects, in a queue. Like, look at J.J. Abrams. That guy's working on 400 to 500 things, at any given moment.
And then he's under the water.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I know this is a pun to a fucking movie.
No, that wasn't a Titanic reference. That motherfucker's literally in a submarine trying to like discover the deepest parts of the ocean.
That's James Cameron.
That's James Cameron.
Shit.
Yeah.
Mother, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, fucking
I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised, but
Hey man, I'm trying to go in to see with Sebastian Crab. Leave
Are
me
you
alone.
just trying to dig a deeper hole that you don't know people's names?
Hey man, the straight out of the trench ain't got shit on me.
The what?
no, man. But
Man,
that's
out of the trench, I fucked it up. Leave me alone.
See, this is why I can't be a fucking movie nerd, because I'm gonna do the same shit you guys just doing. I'm gonna get everything fucking wrong.
I just confused two people, man. Spider-Man was great in the Defenders.
Hey, at least we got the same universe this time.
Okay,
You're right.
Yeah.
but just to say really quick to defend Ganj on it, the bitch's name is Jessica. Call her Jennifer or something. God damn it, fucking A. I'm sorry.
Jen,
Yeah, Jenny's in the chat, just like wow,
Let's call
Ganj.
Janet.
Wow.
Let's just call her Brad. Fuck it.
Milo in the chat too now with that SpongeBob thing. What's up, peeps? God, that's a long fucking name. Like Milo Base, fuck you. I can't come up with anything. You gotta come up with something, man. You can't just be having like a fucking big old title for nothing. But Jesus Christ. But anyways, man, like I said, at the beginning of the show, just directors jumping all over the place because we're talking about that, and that's something that I wasn't even prepared for until Adrian sent me that message. But apparently, Colin Trevorrow is exiting or fired. I don't know what the case may be, but he's out of Star Wars Episode 9, and I'm like. For one, this dude did a great job at Jurassic World. I fucking love Jurassic World.
man, I cried when that intro starts and the theme park's being shown off. I was
most people didn't like it.
Yeah,
It was-
dude. It was
I
beautiful.
liked it. I didn't think it was great, but
fuck all y'all haters.
Well, actually, like Adrian, where would it rank in your let's say if you had a ranking for all Jurassic Park movies, like where would it rank on there, Jurassic World?
I mean it's up there, but still the first one for me is the best, of course. But
Okay. And actually, I'm
I
gonna
know
go
it's up
around.
there. I didn't think it was bad. I just there were parts of it I wasn't too crazy about. But
Yeah, no, me too. By the way, like I mean, I will admit that there's a lot of things wrong with that fucking movie, but I mean, Jesus Christ, there's nothing as bad as
it was
Jurassic
fun.
Park 3.
No, it was a fun movie. Yeah.
Like Jurassic Park 3, the biggest thing I like about that movie is the fact that Velociraptor is in the plane during the dream. Alan, hi, Alan. I guess
That was
Facebook
awesome.
picture is that because Goodwin at the Oscar party is like, man, the only reason I remember your name is because of that movie. So every time
Alan. No, I just like I want to get like Corey Coleman's fucking like Mr. Horse impersonation from Spill.com and just put that on that scene like Alan. No.
Hey, I like your other nickname, Penny Boy.
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay, here's the thing though, dude. Like, I understand where Alan's coming from. Okay, we're gonna get Canadian Penny, all right? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Who are you gonna get Canadian Penny that's worthless, man? Like, who's gonna give that to you? Like,
Aw.
really, who's gonna give that to you?
Alan's like, good thing I didn't give him a Canadian dollar, that
All right,
motherfucker.
when Alan was like, yo, I'm gonna give Coleman some Canadian pennies. He's probably never had currency from a foreign country. I was like, yeah, man, cool. I thought they were still legal tendency. I didn't know you gave him like the equivalent of like Canadian trash.
Oh.
No, because I wanted to, it's like I figured it'd be like a conversation between talking. He's like, oh, we actually phased out the penny. Like we had it for years. The thing is, I didn't even know I packed it. It kind of just appeared in my bag, and then Anthony kind of just said like right in front of Coleman, oh, give him the thing. I'm like, okay, because I didn't really want to do it, and he kind of just looks at me and goes, so you gave me currency that I can't use. What do you want me to do with this? And I'm sitting, I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, I can't do anything. And then the next day on the weekly Roast and Toast or one of the shows, he doesn't call me out by name, but I was the one he was talking about. Like, don't you ever give me a currency I can't spend. I
No,
was just in the back going, oh fuck.
I'm sorry, Corey. I know you ain't watching this, but if someone shares this to him, whatever, I just gotta tell you, I'm not giving you shit, Corey. I ain't giving him a fucking goddamn thing. Like, there's no way in hell.
And what he's gonna do is he end up making like melting down those pennies and try to get like a little Corey Coleman figurine out of them.
I don't know. I could see if like, yeah, maybe he would like if you had like Corey's like 8-year-old picture, like this forehead on one of these fucking pennies. Like,
That is great.
What, I have a fucking printing press in my fucking house? How do you think that goddamn happened?
Hey man, you got quarters that are worthless. I mean pennies. Fuck.
No, oh Jesus Christ! No, but and one other thing too. Look, okay, I'm gonna go and defend him because I do want my paycheck next week from Corey. So here's one thing I will say, Alan, is like the penny doesn't look a whole lot different from the American penny, so it looks like you just gave him some change.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it was stupid. Okay.
Here's my bus fare, bro.
That
I've been a fan of you for 10 years, man. Here's $3.20.
Yes, I mean, man.
He got a bus pass for half a trip.
No, not Coleman. You my idol, dog. You my inspiration. Here, man, you can borrow my EBT card.
Buy yourself a cold sandwich.
I mean,
Don't buy no lotto tickets. They watch that.
Make, but I'm not really sure how much worse they could have been.
No, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like I tell you, if you got me a penny, I'd be like, thanks, man. I'm gonna.
It's not like I gave him 1 penny. I gave him a roll.
You know what's fucked up is you would have used it in like a vending machine or some shit. Like it wouldn't even like take it because it's Canadian.
Actually, I'm not sure.
I don't think a Canadian would take it at this point and be like, sir, we don't use
No.
that.
That's actually a good question. I don't because our vending machines don't take pennies anymore, obviously. But I'm actually curious if American vending machines would take pennies.
Oh, man, I'm so glad you brought up vending machines, Alan. Because, all right, Nick, I almost broke the vending machine in the studio.
I saw that. I posted the video of that. That was.
Is it still there? Somebody that like I want to know. Like we gotta text Gertz or Goodwin and see whether or not that fucking Sprite can or.
Wait, why you got? Were you guys in that situation where like something gets stuck and you're gonna like do whatever the fuck you can in life to get that fucking?
They were
I
like,
sent you the
We
video.
did, dude. It was crazy.
There were literally 8 toasties surrounded by it, like we were doing like a powwow meeting to decide how to get
We
this
did.
out.
I said, yeah.
Yeah,
It
no,
was-
Adrian, if you got access to the video, go ahead and put it in the chat or something. Maybe I can like share it on the show or whatever. But go ahead, Ganja.
I'm
It
on
gets
my
to the
phone
point
about.
that-
I'll see if I can do it for you.
Me and Goodwin were just shaking the
Okay.
fuck out of it. And Corey comes back, he's like, God damn it, don't break the vending machine, Ganja. If you want a Sprite, I could go buy you one for $1.
Damn, and for a Sprite too. That's so.
Man,
not
okay,
worth it.
Ganja, he wasn't yelling at you. He just did it. Was like, man, don't break it. If you want one, I'll buy it for you. Ganja makes it seem like he came out with like his fist cocked. I'll go fucking kill him.
Hey, man, we were fucking up that vending machine. I don't blame him.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was in the corner there, the left-hand corner. And what happens is Ganja did this the other day, where like the day before, where he bought Sprite and it got stuck again. Because that one corner where the bottle fills, it just gets stuck. Like it's designed to get stuck in there.
At one point, I swear to God, I think it was Grits with a pack of scissors and his arm trying to get under there. Just like, I almost fucking, God damn it.
Gave up.
Yeah, man. I'm just for one too. Like, okay, I'm gonna defend you guys on this shit. Like, they need to really upgrade this whole like vending machine fucking situation too. Like,
Oh,
it's
They
the same way
have.
it's been
There
for
are
years.
good. There are good ones. There are ones that are straight. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's a fancy ass one. You can use your debit card or credit card on it. It just had this weird fucking slope at the end that I think they designed to keep free sodas.
Yeah. I'm utterly convinced of that.
Oh my god, that was fucking funny. God, I thought that was George Costanza for a second. I was like, what the
Hey
fuck
man,
is
the
he
thirst
doing?
was
That's on
real.
No, man, but no, that's just fucking hilarious though. Like, I feel your pain. I've been in many situations. Wait, what the fuck? I'm looking in the YouTube chat right. He was like, "What about Cat Daddy Thomas dollar bills?" I don't know if that's a currency. Maybe in the double toasted like website or something. Maybe they can do that at one point. I don't know. Like dollars made out of paisley or some shit. Like I don't know what the fuck.
It's so Canadian currency.
I think this is gonna work.
Oh, are you posting in the thing right now?
Yeah, I'm posting the link to it.
Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna see if I can get this on the
Yeah,
on
see if
the
you
show
can get
really
to it.
quick.
It's on Adrian's
Right.
page.
I'm sending it to you right now, Nick. Too, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. Oh
Super
god,
cool.
you guys. There it is.
Yeah, look where the fucking angle of that goddamn thing is. That's designed to get stuck there.
Maybe if I can pull it like this.
I like how I'm standing there with my hand on the thing. Like, how do we figure this
You're
out?
not helping anything.
And
No,
you're yelling
he
at us
actually
to
starts to
stop
kind of.
recording,
I don't know if
too.
he gets
It's
on
like-
video. Yeah, he starts. He actually got it a little bit too.
Wait, are you trying to give it a good time there, Gandhi? Jesus
Get the
Christ.
finger of the machine.
I fingered the fuck out of that coin slot.
He got it though. Like he,
And Anthony was on the chair like just, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
he did it.
That's because he got his soda already.
Is that who's that? Is that Ray or?
I might be. I think so.
I think Ray was there.
Dude, just give up. Dude, who gives a fuck?
There
Yeah.
goes
Then
Corey.
Corey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Corey.
Because I think Ganja wanted to tackle the machine at one point.
I was gonna hit it from the side, and then Goodwin was gonna hit it from the other side. So
And Go's gonna hit it from the back.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually a really good idea because you just basically shake it from side to side and it would pop out.
Damn,
It's just after that second shake, Corey, come on, what the hell y'all doing out here?
I know.
over a fucking Sprite or a Pepsi. What the
Yeah.
fuck's wrong with
Yeah,
y'all,
Sprite.
man?
Hey man, I was really thirsty.
Yeah. I guess so. Especially if you're gonna hit this thing from the back. Of course you're fucking thirsty. It's a goddamn machine gun.
Fuck you.
If you apply yourself, you can fuck something else.
We ain't talking about that.
I'm looking at the chair now too. Milo's like, yeah, poor vending machine. Yeah, no shit. You got like 8 fucking toasties over there beating the fuck out of this thing.
Fuck vending machines, man. No, just in general.
That one was terrible.
See, this
The only
thing,
vending machines Alan respects are the ones with little girls' panties in it.
oh, that's fuck
How do I
you,
politely
Japan.
tell you to go fuck yourself?
I don't think there's a polite way to do that, but I'll accept it politely.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of that fucking that movie Maximum Overdrive. Like that's what's gonna happen to you motherfuckers trying to fight this damn thing. Like I'm gonna go and post
What, it's gonna come back and attack us?
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
If I kill you, I get a Snickers, motherfucker.
Look at that shit. Ba-boom. Fuck y'all.
But it's fighting the kids?
Dude, it's killing
I
people.
think that kid actually got pelted by one of the extras throwing him.
No, dude, like this motherfucker over here, like watch this shit. Like this dude, it's pretty violent too, man. Like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up looking in my opinion.
Watch
That
this.
looks
All right,
horrible.
watch some of
Dumbest
the
thing I've
kids.
ever seen in my life. Why
Watch
does
this. Boom! Right in the face.
Yeah. Oh, look at that guy in the ass. She's like, oh fuck.
like this supposed to be empty?
I thought we were acting.
All the while,
just a
AC/DC
kid.
playing.
That's when the director leaned over to the kid crying. He's like, "It's called method acting. Welcome to Hollywood, bitch." Just throw another soda can.
No, I gotta say, dude, that fucking movie. Like, I know Sammy already did the review of it and everything. We're not gonna really talk about that right now because I know
Right.
we're already kind of like all over the place. But that movie is really fucking good. And people who talk shit about that movie, fuck y'all. Stephen King did one good thing right, and that was that fucking movie. So
That's
y'all
a
can
Stephen
kiss my ass.
King movie?
No. The best part, Alan, the commercials for this. Man, it sounded like
Scared
it was
the
gonna
hell
be
out
the
of
most
you.
scary. Dude, it has him just talking the most cryptic fucking shit. Like you're gonna be watching like a horror movie with monsters, the occult, maybe even Satan will show up while you're watching it. No, it's just trucks that drive themselves.
Yeah, well,
So
machines
cars?
in general.
Yeah, it's like a few machines that come alive and try to kill humans.
So cars.
Well, no, I don't think cars try to kill people like in the Pixar movie.
Hey, there are no humans in that world, but there are human buildings in that world. You tell me what happened.
Well, that's the aftermath.
Exactly.
What?
That's the aftermath.
I think I know what happened after the humans left and Wally became an advanced car and decided to make other advanced cars. And through genetic breeding, so Alex
Yeah.
Jones, frog people. I know the truth, motherfuckers.
Genetic breeding. Yeah, genetic breeding with machines.
You know what's
Don't
funny?
think too hard about it. FEMA camps, motherfucker.
You know, and by the way, this is gone right here too. Stephen King's like, you got something there, buddy. I like that shit.
That's Stephen King.
Yo, that's Stephen King. He is
Yeah.
on some shit. Damn, that
He kinda
motherfucker.
Yeah,
looks
he
like
was.
Will's dad.
Wait, what'd you say?
He kind of looks like Will Valley's dad.
Ooh, no shit, right? He's
Oh.
like, I want you to subscribe to the Toast to Toast show. Fucking buy my shows right now. I talk to a bottle.
I'm gonna scare the shit out of you. Cut the toast.
I'm gonna animate you. No, fuck, man. I love Stephen King, dude. No, that motherfucker's great. And we might talk about Stephen
Yeah.
King property later on today, about sex and shit like that. But back to what we were talking about, because we were talking about John or Colin Trevorrow. I don't know why I was about to say John Favreau. What the fuck?
John Favreau.
Favreau, yeah.
Hey, he worked Disney, Marvel, Disney, so they could easily get him for Star Wars.
That no shit, yeah. But like, speaking of Star Wars, though, here's the thing. Like, granted, like, there's really not a whole lot to say about fucking Trevorrow, right? It's just like, yeah, he's gone. People, where the fuck the case
Yeah.
would be. I mean, same thing with the Han Solo movie. I guess they got rid of 2 directors over that fucking thing. I forgot what they were called.
Yeah, Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller, yeah. Which, damn, like Lord and Miller sounds like a fucking car dealership or something. Like, welcome to Lord and Miller's.
the funny Freeburg and Seltzer.
Exactly, yeah. But like that's the thing. Like what I'm actually really hyped about, because I don't know any directors of any of those movies. Sometimes I get confused between J.J. Abrams and the dude who did the other Star Wars movies, because I don't give a fuck. But this guy, I do give a fuck about. Fucking Rian Johnson. This dude, and I mean, I don't know if this is like official or anything. It's just it was on Deadline.com. I go to the site sometimes, but they're saying basically he's going to return after The Last Jedi. He's going to be doing the 9th movie. Now, this dude did Looper, which
Looper's pretty good.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked Looper. That was a badass fucking movie. It was
Oh,
a
and
cool
apparently
concept.
he was he directed a bunch of episodes of Breaking Bad, and that's basically about it.
Yeah, no, damn, it's like that's it. He didn't do shit.
He really, I mean, then again, I love the shit out of Looper. I mean, there are some parts that's kind of like, I don't really see the point, but Looper's a pretty good movie.
But when you think of Looper, and you think of like certain things they do in that movie and whatnot. And by the way, hello, Chaos Bulldog. Jenny's in the house. How you
Jenny.
doing?
Hello. Do I finally sound not underwater?
Yes,
Yes.
but that's gonna change in
Yay.
about 5 minutes probably.
Yeah, well, there's nobody else here, so hopefully my internet's not being stolen tonight. So.
Yeah, that's all good. You know what you need to do is get off that Apple bullshit. Get yourself a fucking Android phone and some fucking Google
Hey, fuck
headphones.
Android.
Oh.
I have a Dell. I have a Toshiba. I have a PC. So shush.
Oh, okay.
So my computer's just shit.
She's all like, just Toshida, shut your ass up. But here's the thing, though. And actually, Jenny, I'm gonna ask you. I know that was bad. I know. I tried.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
Damn. Okay, I'm really curious what he's laughing at. But then again, if he tells me,
Right
I'm gonna
then.
laugh way too loud. But Jenny, though, what's happened? What happened?
What are you guys laughing at? I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
In the
god
chat,
damn it!
Dijon.
Oh,
Okay,
God damn it, Dijon.
the chat is posting a bunch of vending machines. But that's not what made me lose my shit. Is what Dijon said to Ganja. That's what it's going to say.
Wait.
Talking about the director we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So,
Dude, her face.
wow.
She's
Like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of this vending machine.
And go.
dead inside, dude. God damn.
That
That's
eyes.
scary. The Umbrella Corporation did something to her. But, no, but anyways, I'm sorry.
Something convoluted.
Very convoluted. But I'm curious, though, Jenny. What do you feel about the whole Star Wars thing and them, like, losing directors constantly? Do you even give a shit? Do you care about Star Wars a whole lot? Or no?
Well, my thing is, how much did Book of Henry pay into this, like, Colin Trevorrow leaving? Because
Probably a lot.
I mean, after Jurassic World, and then you direct the Book of Henry, which was a passion project for him, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if that had execs at Disney, like, maybe we should rethink the direction. I don't know. And also, maybe it has something to do with Carrie Fisher dying, too, because you have to address that now in episode 9. So, who knows?
Yeah, and they're like,
unless the Book of Henry was like literally murdered people, I don't think they give a shit about that fucking movie.
that's
Well,
what
no, I'm just talking about the how well it did, because it was a flop. It was a
But
really
it was,
hard
but it
flop.
barely like the budget's like 10 mil. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. It was so small. I don't think they really cared too much. But then again, maybe Jenny makes a point in a sense of like, okay, you know, if you fuck that up, how bad could you possibly fuck up something that we had to do really, really good at, especially because it's this last Carrie Fisher fucking Star Wars movie. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be gambling on whether or not you can have the mindset to do this shit right. Like, this is the 9th fucking movie. Like, let's not fuck this up. Then again, you know, they fucked up many times before the prequels, so it's like they're not that good at.
yeah, but the prequel is directed by one dude.
Yeah, no, that's true. And
That's
that's the
the
guy's.
same
It's
fucking
also,
up over
it's
and
also
over
made
again.
by the dude who created it. So that's like saying, oh, J.R. Tolkien made that one Lord of the Rings movie. Suck
No,
ass, but
J.R. Tolkien wrote the Lord of the Rings book, but Peter Jackson brought him to life. Like, he's the reason those movies are the way they are.
you
Like,
know,
the
that's what I'm
writing
saying. With
aside.
George Lucas, he's both of those people.
Yeah.
True, but as we established, like, even like we can go into the politics of that, but a lot of times it was a team more than himself. Like, he was the idea guy, and it was the team that brought it to life. You know, it's like what was it? The guy who fucking wrote Game of Thrones?
George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin. Yeah, apparently every great writer has 2 fucking middle names.
Yeah, more initials or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
But
what
my
I
thing
mean.
is, like, he created the universe, but it's really HBO and their writers and their staff that really made it come to life the way it does.
Yeah, exactly. God damn, this chat is just fucking lit today.
God
They
damn
are
it,
love. As soon as they
Are we
find a
recording?
joke, they will go on it for 5 minutes. Though I don't know why there's so many vending machine gifts.
No, because I'm telling you, because they're taking over the fucking world. I showed you that Maximum Overdrive
Oh my
shit.
God.
Wait, that last one has nothing to do with anything.
I know. What the fuck?
Listen, you can't see.
Fucking
They're
Milo.
fucking a vending machine right now. That's what
Well,
Ouch.
are we horny? We all just really horny
We're
right
always like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adrian's like, speak for yourself, girl.
I know. Yeah, Adrian, man, we were playing Quiplash the other night. And Adrian. Ooh,
Oh
girl.
yeah.
Everybody else was dick and balls. Like, Jesus Christ.
I
Pretty
know.
much.
And Nick's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Diaz sucks. Nick Diaz dick, face, cock, penis.
Sit on Nick Diaz.
Balls.
Dude, Jesus Christ, it's still going on. I think this show, we're just going to put a big vending machine as a fucking thumbnail today. Jesus Christ. But,
I don't think you have a choice.
Press F5 for Midnight Chat Attack.
no shit. But when we're talking about directing and everything, I just want to kind of like segue into this whole thing because I'm curious. Like, see, for me, I don't give a shit about the directing of these movies, right? I give a fuck about the writing. And Alan, I think we kind of agree on that because you're a writer as well. So I'm going to actually start off with Adrian on this. But what do you feel? I'm going to pull this up really quick. This is question of the night. What do you feel is more important in filmmaking? Is it directing or do you think it's writing? And why?
I'd say the writing.
Yeah, I mean, is there a particular reason why you feel that's the case?
Trying to think. Oh, wow, I'm blanking right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we can come back to it and everything because, like,
Yeah.
Alan, why, like, okay, first off, before you even answer that question, I want to ask you, like, why did you even get into writing in the first place? Like, did you always feel like writing was more important? Is that something that you always really wanted to do versus directing or producing or anything like that?
It kind of was random. Like when I was a kid, how it started was I used to love superhero stuff. Like I used to watch all the animated TV shows all the time, and in my head I always wanted to kind of just do it myself. I wanted to create my own superheroes. And when I got the chance to finally write something, I had all these ideas in my head. So I just started kind of just writing and jotting everything that was coming out of my head. So I kind of just did it just because I wanted to create the superheroes that I was seeing. I wanted to create something where somebody else could be like, oh wow, that's a cool hero. That hero inspires me. So when I focus on writing, when I think of writing and dialogue, to me that's probably the most important thing in a fucking movie. Like you can have a well-directed pile of garbage like any Transformers movie, but then you can have something like Power Rangers, which to anybody that hasn't seen it would probably think it's just Transformers. But the effort they actually put into writing and getting these characters and the dialogue they choose, to me, separates it from something like Transformers 5 versus Power Rangers. Like I much more enjoy Power Rangers because I got a sense of characters through the writing. Writing, like you need actors to make it work good, but it's the foundation. You start with writing and then you build everything else as you build your movie. If you have a bad foundation, it's going to fall apart.
Now, with you saying that, too, and I like how you mentioned Power Rangers because the next person going to is Mrs. Power Rangers herself. Yeah.
Go, white girl Jenny.
Nick. Go, Chaos Bulldog.
Nick just comes with that guitar dressed as a rock.
Great. Now I'm coming with Halloween ideas. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I know, I'm going to go as a Krispy Kreme donut, so like, that's fucking awesome. But, like, that's... I hate that fucking movie. But anyways, you, writing, directing, what do you think is more important, Jenny?
Honestly, I have to agree 100% with what Alan said with writing because, yeah, writing is the solid foundation for which you can build everything up on. If you have good writing, good character, good dialogue, a good director can translate that, but you need to be able to, explain that cleanly in the writing so that any director can do that. I mean, a good director will make it great, but even a bad director with good writing can still make a really good film.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I think we're all on the same page, but that's the thing that kind of bothers me the most is why are they having directors and writers do the same thing? Now, Gandhi, I'm going to ask you as the main event of this question of 19, what do you think is more important, writing or directing?
I personally think it's the director that's more important because I have a feeling that it's kind of big bias in here from Jenny and Alan because I know you guys are a big, huge fan of writing. And I think you guys value that more because you guys can see yourself being in that position to make a great story and just see a director or a producer come in and be like, yeah, this is a great script. I'm going to fuck it all up. And I can see that point of view. But I've noticed a few directors have come out and said that their scripts that they were given were basic to just dog crap. And they had to edit along and come and do stuff as a director. I know this happens more in, I would say, like TV pilots and TV shows than I would say like movies. Movies tend to be more of a structured thing, so it's very hard to direct from the script unless you're like a Martin Scorsese, James Cameron, or one of those big type of directors that I keep constantly mixing up. Then you can actually change the writing. You can actually go off the script and let people, ad lib and add extra to it. But most of the time, you have to follow that hardcore script unless you're a guest director on a TV series or a TV pilot, where they kind of give you a little more free range to do what you want. Because especially now, if you do like comedy for like, I think it's Comedy Central and Fox that are really guilty of this right now. Yeah. Most of that shit is just ad lib. Like they tell you, all right, here's the premise, make jokes in between, and we'll save the best joke, and we all go home.
Yeah.
No, I see your point exactly. And I mean, I still kind of disagree with you in a way because like I do feel like directing is one of those situations where some great fucking directors like Wes Craven have done some awful shit because he wanted to do both things, write and direct. Right. And he'll write this fucking ridiculous storyline like Hills Have Eyes 2, for instance, because he did the original and he was good for doing both the writing and directing. But the problem is when he had that thing about him where he's like, I can do both. I'm fucking Wes Craven. You all know me. What the fuck? Like, he did that shit, and that whole movie was, like, really good in directing, but it was just, like, the writing was just an opportunity for him to direct the shit that he had in his mind when you need someone to kind of pull out the best in you. And I fucking hate that movie. Like, I don't know if you've seen it. the sequel, but yeah.
No, I haven't seen it, but I think because my thing is like I always want to let the creatives create, and I feel like when it comes to like things like Hollywood and just when you have to deal with more creative people on a project, it tends to be like versus rather than they work together. Because how many times have you heard that like writers have big beefs with directors, directors have big beefs with certain writers, and they have
that happens all the
beef with
fucking time.
producers? Because you know it's all people that have this one singular vision, but they all have to work together to create this singular vision. I think my best example of the director kind of taking over was Justin Roiland, and he's also one of the writers on Rick and Morty. But that whole ending, I forget which episode. I think it's the Unity episode where he quote unquote tried to commit suicide as a way to react to his depression. All that was thought up after the writing had occurred for the episode.
Yeah. No,
like they were just figuring out a way to end the episode properly, and that was more of a just between Justin Roiland, a few of his writers, and just all the creative process in general. But you have very few people that can do both at the same time.
And you have situations too where it's a positive light as well. I mean, and I hate to keep talking about Wes Craven, but like him and Robert Shea with the first Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven was so like, I do not want this to be a franchise. This is supposed to be a fucking scary movie. I want to make my money. I want to get the fuck out of this goofy ass Freddy Krueger shit. And Robert Shea's like, dude, pull a blow up doll through the fucking top of the door. Like, like that's what you gotta do. And he did it, and literally that scene when people were like, oh man, like the blow up doll, he pulled the mom inside the fucking door. Ever since then, it made like a fucking super franchise, and it's like sometimes you need that other guy, that other dude who just disagrees with you. That shit makes it better.
But then again,
I'm actually kind of glad you brought that up because to me it's like, and I get what Gaunt is getting at, that you need kind of a good director. But the way I've always seen it is a director is like his job is to keep the shot in. A writer fills it all in. Like director kind of keeps it stable, where the writer's job is to fill it in.
See,
and for me, one of the best duos is Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan. Like Christopher Nolan is probably one of the best set directors like working right now, because he can make anything look incredible. He'll wait days to get certain shots. Like in The Prestige, he wanted real fog, not just studio fog. He actually wanted real fog, so he waited like 3-4 days in the morning just to get the right perfect shot. But Jonathan Nolan's the guy that writes all the dialogue and kind of works with Christopher Nolan to really make everything work well.
See, that's the way I disagree, though, because I think the director is more important, because that's the difference between a good book and a good movie. The director's turning it into a movie, whereas the writer, it's just a good script, and if he wants to turn it into a book, like it's just there on the pages, he has to bring it to life himself and get the actors to bring it to life.
Yeah,
and you have to.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, because I mean, you've had adaptations from books and plays and stuff since the beginning of cinema, beginning of film. I mean, everything's always been adaptations. So it does come from, the basis of writing. But again, I see, Gandra, your point that you do need a good director to be able to interpret that and be able to show it on screen so that the people can understand it, that the audience can understand it, I guess. But, and honestly, if I could say it, I would say both are actually very crucial, but I edge towards writing. I guess I am kind of biased because I am a writer. So
yeah, I think that's. I mean, Adrian's a writer. I mean, she's fucking always doing reviews and things like that. Alan's a hardcore writer. I've been a writer like since I was fucking 12. So it's just kind of like
stand-ups have always had beefs with writers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, novel, so yeah.
And to bring my last kind of point on this, you take somebody who can direct something really well and give them a good script, they'll make one of the best movies of all time. Zack Snyder, as much shit as everyone gives him, his best movie is Guardians of the Goa'uld. I'm going to post a picture in the chat, which is based on...
great movie, right?
That's the best movie on Owl.
The Owl one.
It's incredibly directed and incredibly written because he had a book to deal with. Then you see Batman v Superman, and David S. Goyer is a fucking hack that doesn't know how to write. So you have that movie versus Guardians of the Goa'uld. It's like two completely different kind of ideas, but you have one where he had something to work with. He had some meat to work with.
Well, how about this? The Dawn of the Dead movie. Like, I know everyone sees this as a campy horror film, but that was really a passion project for him. Like, he was really a huge fan of George Romero, and I don't know if you remember this, Nick, but when George Romero was talking shit about the film, about the zombies running, I think he took that shit personally because that was such a love letter to those movies that he grew up with.
Yeah.
And he was trying to modernize them, and that's why people loved the Zack Snyder film. The problem with Batman vs. Superman was, one, I don't think he's probably that hardcore of a Batman vs. Superman, probably more of a casual. Because he would have took a lot more control over if he was a fan and would have done the director thing and circumvented the writers or just the studios, or at least fought a little harder.
Right.
And second of all, that script was dog shit. They were rewriting.
Yeah, David S. Goyer.
Redoing it. Well, not even from that dude. Like, he's even come out and said that the studios got a hold of it. Like, no, we got to add Krispy Kreme, coffee cup here. Like, they even did their own add-ins and redone. So, like, that script was just foobarred from the beginning.
Yeah. No, I like how man, I haven't heard the word foobar in like fucking 8 years. Like holy shit.
I've been hanging out with a lot of old people at the dispensary lately.
Well, also, because before we get off of Snack Cider, remember Sucker Punch?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
a passion. Hell,
That,
you
that
want to go?
was his 13-year-old boy penis passion project.
You want to go even further? Look at Prometheus. Fucking not James Cameron. Ridley Scott fucking comes back, and that movie's all directing because they had David Lindelof, a terrible fucking writer.
Yeah, that's true. So
you
I
ain't
don't
one
know.
thing, yeah.
And one thing I want to just touch on really quickly before you even continue on, I just want to say, like, yeah, Ganja, that's one thing that I will say, and I'm not want to like offend anybody that's in this call right now, but like the reason why comedians really fucking hate writers is kind of equivalent to the Conan situation. Like Conan has like 8 fucking super great funny writers, but no one has to go up there with the balls of having to see that audience not react to your fucking joke.
Exactly.
Conan has to sell this shit.
Conan can't go up there like, yeah, that was Todd, my writer. He fucked up. Next joke.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it takes some
That's
balls
very
to
true.
go out there and try to make do with someone else's fucking material.
And I think that's why I sympathize with directors, because they're kind of the guys that have to go out and be like, fucking just Jennifer Aniston, get it fucking right. You have to say this sad. It's written sad. God damn it.
Or just be like,
Yeah.
or just like one of those situations too, like reading something like imagine like a Jurassic World, like and then the dinosaur, this Velociraptor dinosaur, it's invisible in the fucking trees. I'm like, how the fuck?
A little pony on a stick just trying to go at you like a dinosaur every time.
Hey, I'll go even further.
React.
Have you ever seen go look up background footage of King Kong by Peter Jackson, where he's literally telling whoever the main actress was, like, run to the left, run to the right, pretend like there's a giant monster here.
Thanks,
Wow.
Yeah.
hand coming down, jump, bitch, jump.
And then meanwhile, there's probably a writer behind. Like, no, like it says simply in the right in here, just jump.
I'll be the first person to say writers have fucking egos, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like most of those
I'm the
fights probably
creative
start with the
genius.
writer, because when you write something, it's like your child, man. You put work and effort and years of your life into this, and some director goes, "That's fucking stupid." It's like, bitch, I'll fucking fight you.
Alan, I know you want to napalm half of the forest, but we got Pete up our ass, EPA. I don't think we can afford the napalm budget. That's my dream.
I'm a creative genius. I do the artistic work. But
Yeah,
no,
but I handled the budget. We ain't doing this shit.
but no, man. Like I said, I mean, I guess pretty much everyone's saying writing, and I get your point too, Ganja. And hopefully, we didn't. Hopefully, no one feels like, hey, man, fuck you guys, in the chat. Whatever. I know Tay was agreeing with us and everything too.
No, like I get what Ganja's point is. You need,
yeah.
the greatest movies of all time is because you have an incredible director and an incredible writer working beside each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then when you get to a situation where it's animation, maybe things are a little tiny bit different because Ganja. Now it's time to talk about what we were talking about in the beginning of the very beginning of the show, the Magic School Bus thing. Now, grab your permission slip.
School bus.
Oh, yeah.
Why does this look like the Disney XD fucking? Is this Disney XD that's doing?
Okay,
No,
That's hilarious.
I'm glad you brought it up. This fucking animation has got me pissed a little bit.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's too clean. It's way too clean. And
It
she is
takes us that Flash shit, man.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
yeah.
the new Spider-Man show.
I'm just glad Corey Coleman's getting more work.
He did Miss Frizzle's shoe.
Yeah, no, it's like she's about to review the other PBS fucking classics or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but no, like Ganja. So when you first even heard about this, like when you saw the title, when you saw this uploaded and trending on the internet. Oh, by the way, let me just show this really quick. Holy fuck! Is this a Call of Duty game? Look at those dislikes. It's like a toast to toast video.
Oh,
Like-
you know why they're disliking it? One, because they're fans of the old series, so they're already full of crap. And
Yeah.
two, it's something new that's different, so they're also mad at it for more justifiable reasons, because this could easily turn into a Powerpuff Girls or Teen Titans Go situation.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the chat right now too. Julie's saying like, "Ugh," to a Magic School Bus. Man, I'm kind of curious. I just
Dude, okay, that is brutal. That is like Jason X fucking levels of fucking brutality. Look at that shit.
Oh,
That's a kid show.
no, that shit was great. I didn't even know what I when I looked at that, I was like, oh yeah, just random little gif. Everyone's
Man,
like, oh
I
my
swear
god.
to God, after I saw that episode, I actually Googled what would happen to you in space. And it's way more brutal than that shit.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's what would happen in space. You'd freeze. Like, that's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I mean, not
but
like that, but you'd
here's the
freeze.
thing though, when like from taking off the pressure of your helmet, from like the oxygen being pulled out of the helmet, from you lifting it off,
Well,
would
your
actually
head would explode.
your head would actually like everything would start popping out of like any orifice it can.
Well, because you're going from the best way to describe this is it's imagine you're blowing up a balloon and you're just letting it go. So once you let it go, it just
You're blowing up a balloon.
You're blowing a balloon like that,
Just
right?
blowing up a balloon.
Yeah. Is this balloon like rubber, like dick shaped by any chance? Brought to you by Trojan?
You're gonna go.
She's abandoning you too.
Dude, like someone didn't tell him that condoms are not balloons.
Case on the balloon, Mom.
It's like, honey,
Wait
give
for one
that
of y'all to
back to
fuck
your
up in the
dad.
next 35 seconds.
I'm sorry.
I will. Hey, man, Wesley Snipes might be in this. I don't fucking know.
No, but here's the thing. Back, no more on Alan's dick sucking. No, I'm just joking.
No, it's balloon blowing, sir.
It's blowing. Yeah.
Fuck y'all. How about that?
No, but like the thing I want to bring up though really quick is like, yeah, dude. Like, I mean, you were kind of hyped, but I don't know. Seeing those like dislikes and everything, dude. Like, I don't know if you are digging this now. I know you don't like the animation, but I mean, everything else. What do you feel?
My problem with this is mostly the animation, but like from what I'm getting out of it, it's gonna be like. It's not going to be a hardcore reboot. It's not going to be like the DuckTales thing where it's going to be all the major characters that you remember from the beginning and just redone. It looks like what they're going to try to do is have like Miss Frizzle do her own adventure that we're going to see like probably through a couple episodes or cut in through the episode that they're in. And it's going to be her sister teaching the class, which I hate that in sequels where they pull out an imaginary family member that we never seen before and that now they're the main character. I always hate that, and that's like the first sign of a cheap ass Disney sequel, because that's always what they do.
You say that, and I agree with you, because that's kind of thing. But honestly, to me, this could have been a lot worse of them just forgetting the old series existed. I kind of like that they have like a sequel series. Like it's something like on Disney as well. It was Girl Meets World, where they had the old cast of Boy Meets World and the sequel, you know, with the kids, and you often interchange. You got to see how your favorite characters grew up, and then you also got new favorite characters. Like what I kind of want from this show is I want, you know, the new person, whatever the hell her name is, to teach the class, and then some of the older students, and see what happened with them. Did they go into science? Did they go into other stuff?
No, see, that's the thing. They're only bringing in Miss Frizzle's sister. From what I'm getting at, like it looks like all the kids are the same.
Really?
Yeah, and
the same kids?
You're right.
They look like the same kids.
Oh.
They look like the same kids, but I don't think they're the same kids, though.
I think they added one extra Latina right there that looks like Dora the Explorer.
Dude, what the...
Oh, go back to that, man, because that
wait, shit, sorry. I had wrong show.
Show's over, folks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're right. That does kind of look like Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, that's the only new one, because I think that's, I think Gerald is the little white dude, and then you have the other girl that's the sports. This is back when in kids' cartoons, everyone had like a type, like you were either jock or the nerd kid, you were either into like sports or history or some bullshit like that. And that's kind of how they did it back then. And it was one of those PBS cartoons that you watch, and it was mostly for education. This seems like it doesn't know what it kind of wants to do. It seems like it wants to go into that education route, but what they're hinting with Miss Frizzle seems like they're going to do an extra adventure for people who are like, honestly, man, I'm tired of reboots.
Okay, no, you know what I'm tired of? I gotta be honest with you, man. I am tired of this motherfucker right here, Netflix. I am tired of how they had to go.
Oh, is this a Netflix show?
No, it's a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's no reason why it should be. Like another thing too, like they did.
They're getting into animation a lot recently. Like I think they know that there's a lot of people that are into anime and stuff. That's another market, and they're basically trying to put their name in the animation department. I mean,
but nostalgia shit they're doing is like the same thing with Bill Nye the Science Guy doing that again. It's like, I mean, I'm waiting for them to have a whole PBS sub Netflix channel like with fucking Arthur and Barney and Friends. Like
hey, Barney and Friends on Netflix, man.
But it'll be for adults though. Like it won't
Bring
be
back
Barney.
CGI Cyber Chase.
Yeah, like it won't be Barney.
Bring
it'll be
back
Bernie,
Reboot.
his cousin or some shit. Like you know what I mean? Like it won't even, you know, instead of Baby Bobby, Baby Pop. You know, instead of a yellow blankie, a purple blankie. Like I don't know. I feel like everything that we grew up watching back in the day is like for some reason like, hey, why don't we have kids shows for fucking grown ass people? Wouldn't that be fucking great? Like
That happens all the time. Like they want to go back to like it's literally whatever they think people will buy, and sometimes it's done good, and sometimes it's kind of done awful. It's kind of hard to tell from a 2-minute or 30-second show, whatever that was. But I'm kind of excited because, again, I used to love that show because I was super into science. And I'm going to say this, I never liked Bill Nye the Science Guy because it was really, really simple, dumbed-down science. Whereas when you watch Magic School Bus, they go and describe photosynthesis to like a startlingly accurate level. And I love the shit out of it. So the idea of them going back to that, like I want them to go fucking talk about genetic engineering and biotechnology and some shit like that.
Well, maybe I'm a dumbass because I feel like that was too much for me. And like even so, like when I was talking about the whole like trying to get adults back into this shit too, like for one, like this is for kids to an extent. Why in the fuck do you making these like teachers fuckable? Like I'm sorry, but like dude, I gotta go. Like,
hey, man.
Like yeah.
God dang.
I apologize.
Hey man, Netflix knows what goes on in today's schools.
Yeah.
They're
Just,
teaching the free thing.
no, but Justin, I want to ask you because you're a pretty young dude. You know, what I mean, I think you're like what 18 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm 18.
Yeah. See.
He just got done fucking his high school teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right over the
totally.
this trailer he actually has under his bed right now. No, no, but Justin, I want to ask you though, man. Like,
So was that her sister or daughter? Just before you talked to
Her sister.
I have no fucking
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
I, hopefully they're
Back to
lesbian,
Jordan. I was just
lesbian
curious.
friend in the other classroom. Like, I mean, I don't fucking know. But Justin, I want to ask you though, man. Like, do you remember watching the Magic School Bus? Is this nostalgia to you at all?
Yeah, it kind of is, because I still remember when I was in my tidy whities and still watching that shit. But
I still
yeah,
have tidy
seriously.
whities.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
like he was watching through his tidy whities through the leg hole.
Like 5 hours ago, brother? Like,
No,
what?
no, but like what I'm trying to mean is like I used to watch it since I was like 4 or 5, and like it was like in my elementary school days where they showed like the body episode or the space. I think Pluto was.
Yes.
Was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember because it's like it's for educational or the teacher doesn't want to do shit. That's all I remember it was for. But
yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
but yeah,
teachers would love to put on shit like this and just be like, yeah, the TV will.
this
teach
is
you."
science.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Hey, tell me more science than I learned in fucking school. So
but like yeah, it's just this right here I'm kind of let down. I am very very let down because I was thinking that okay, they got Kate McKinnon probably as Miss Frizzle, which would be great, but next you know, no, sister. I was like, great.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I like how she's just looking at us too, all disappointed. Like, oh, how dare you look at me?
no, that's the thing.
motherfucker."
Like, I know all the all want Miss Frizzle back, but to me, I kind of like this because it's a time for next generation. This to me is like the whole Dragon Ball Z problem of they can never let go of Goku and can never let anyone else take the spotlight because he's so popular. To me, I'm glad they're kind of letting someone else take the place. Yeah, they're doing the whole thing of this is a relative that we've never heard of, but I'm okay with that because make the have something for the next generation. Don't simply reboot it because you know it'll make money for old people that are watching it. Do something that appeals to both. Make another generation come up and have their own stories, have their own adventures, not just redo Miss Frizzle. Because if they did a reboot and it's like, oh, that means the last 20 years of Magic School never fucking happened, that's some bullshit.
You know, I really think that what they should have done, if it was me doing this, I would have definitely just like did like a blackwashing instead of Miss Frizzle, it's Miss Frizzle Nizzle. For shizzle nizzle like that.
Wow.
I think that would have been kind of cool.
Oh, that was hella racist, but I support it.
Actually, I have a theory that those kids are actually the kids for the other kids from the last show. I have a feeling.
No, because I'm looking at the gift. Jordan actually plays the perfect gift in the chat right now. They're completely different. They're similar because they're similar archetype, but look, we have a perfect gift of that we can create to the class.
Man, that kid's gonna fucking wear himself out reacting like that. He's like,
Well, they apparently scare him to death every single morning.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Every time he's ready to go to school, it's like Vietnam. He's like, I don't want to go back. 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 You can't send me back, Mom. No.
Can you blame
Racist
him?
glasses.
The fucking kid almost died like multiple times.
You know what's funny? Like
And
when
Pluto.
I see this GIF, when I see that GIF, I actually think of Alan when he talks about the happening. We're all like, "Well, you like that shit?" Wait, wrong thing. We like that shit. He's like, "No, guys, I'm sorry."
I love that fucking movie. I don't care what it was. That fucking movie's great.
And judging by
Hot dogs,
Tay
man.
saying Jesus, Nick, I think they just barely got the whole like.
Oh
yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but damn. By the way, what the? I keep clicking around shit, but no, this GIF from Gary.
Oh, was that on the last Roast and Toast?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but that's Corey when he says that he doesn't like the Magic School Bus. Apparently, I don't know. Like I said, though, this could be something cool, whatever. But I'm kind of curious too. Like, what would you guys want to see if, like, okay, we got Magic School Bus, we got Build My Science Guy. Is there anything else back like that's educational that we want to see a remake of that's kind of modern?
I got one.
Einstein's.
Well, you know what, Jenny, go first because I don't want to talk at the same time. Jenny.
Because apparently this has gone lost to the ages. Where's my Ghost Rider reboot?
Oh, you want another
Ghost Rider,
one?
I remember that.
Why is that educational?
Because it's taught about writing and how to be a good writer. Honest to God, it did.
Ghost
Wait,
Rider.
Also, some mystery.
Ghost Rider. I heard Ghost
Yeah.
Rider, like the Marvel character. The
Yeah, I
Nicolas
was
Cage doesn't need
like,
more
Nicolas
work.
Wow.
Cage is not smart at all.
Let me enunciate. Ghost Writer.
Okay, just for the chat, because I'm pretty sure it's like, oh man, we need a Ghost Rider reboot.
Yeah,
No, we don't need
Wait
that.
for,
man, I like how
No.
that girl just crashed right into that motherfucker too. Like, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll help you," but like, Jesus Christ, woman just walked right fucking into me. No, I never actually heard of Ghost Rider. But I mean, I heard of Ghost Rider. I want that to be remade in the educational form. Imagine Nicolas Cage like, "Oh, 5 + 5 = 10." Like, I would fucking love that shit. And the skull on fire and everything. That'd be fucking great. Like, god damn. No, but Alan, how about you, man? Like, what would you want to see kind of remade, educationally wise, like from those?
Actually, if you were to ask me this question before the Magic School Bus even came out, I would have honestly just said the Magic School Bus because that was something I used to love as a kid. It was really the only educational thing that I could sit through and actually feel like I was learning something, not have these topics be dumbed down to me. Because like Bill Nye got redo, and we watched the Bill Nye Saves the World, and I'm like, you're doing what you did, but with more complex topics of dumbing it down. Like, I'm just so sick of these shows feeling need to get dumbed down for their audience. Like, no, you don't. You can teach them this stuff and also make it work within the context of whatever you're trying to do. But actually, someone should put it sad. I'd love to see them redo. Is that Arthur? Or is that?
Yeah. No, that's.
I forgot the name of that show. But
yeah, I was about to say, like, how did you forget if it was Arthur or not, man? That's fucking Buster's right there with Francine, fucking the brain coming into the frame. Like, oh, that rhyme. Holy shit.
Damn, are you about to drop some bars?
Oh shit, another one time to play.
Damn, Nick.
But yeah, no, that'd be perfect because it's hard for me to remember any educational shows back when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, but I mean, no, and that's the thing I was gonna choose actually, like Arthur or fucking maybe like Harriet the Spy. I have such a big crush on Harriet the Spy. As an adult, by the way, she grew the fuck up. Fuck everybody in this goddamn college. She was in a trash video.
Yeah, she looked too much like
Sick man.
She looked too much like Roseanne's daughter to me.
Oh, Darlene is fucking fine.
I'm sorry, man. She just looked too much like Roseanne's daughter, and I was like, God damn.
You know, dude, that's it. I'm gonna punch your ass. Look at get, bam, motherfucker.
My face.
Wait, what? Wait. Sorry, go back. What the fuck was that?
Oh, no, that's Arthur being a fuck out DW for messing with.
Is that real or is that edited?
Yes. I remember
It's
this
real.
episode. This episode was basically to teach brothers and sisters not to throw hands.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up, man. I thought that was a joke. People telling me that
I'm
he
letting
punched
you know,
Billy.
PBS and the people that made Arthur and the guys that sponsored them Juicy Juice, you did not stop me and my sister from fighting. And she
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna say this straight up, man, but she deserved it. I don't know what she did, man, but
She kind of did.
deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh, she deserved it.
She was kind of mean and she's kind of a bitch.
Didn't she like
She reminds me like
break his
they
toy or
did
something? I don't know.
yeah. What was that show with Megan? Yeah, for Drake and Josh. She reminds me just like Megan. Like those two characters are the same
I would
person.
have shot Megan.
But yeah, and by the way too, like someone posted the thing of Harriet the Spy in the chat. Like, yeah, the reason why I want to like have that come back is like for her the thing, and it's Rosie O'Donnell thing. I did really notice that. But her thing was kind of like I really liked how she wasn't very girly. Like it was a girl fucking movie. Okay, like I'm not fucking stupid. Ganja, shut up. I know you're smiling.
Hey, no, I'm
reason.
defending you. I'm not judging you, motherfucker. I watched Powerpuff Girls. It was the same reason.
Well, see, that's gay though. Like,
Oh, fuck you! I'll fight you on that.
Oh, yes.
Powerpuff Girls is one of the
Man,
best.
go back to
shows.
explaining Harriet the Spy, motherfucker.
Nick's defending against punches no one's throwing.
I know, I'm just scared. Everyone
Yeah.
can talk shit to me because in school people fuck with me a lot because I dressed up as Harriet the Spy once for Halloween. So that's...
Johnson,
Okay, you dressed up as a girl.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, she like, fuck you. No, she was, the whole show wasn't like very girlish. Like, I really liked how like this is like one of the first things I ever watched that like, if you're a girl, you don't have to be in a girly thing. Like, other than her, the only other thing that I saw that was like that was Terminator 2 with Sarah Connor, and I was like, what?
You motherfucker, you're busting my balls for Powerpuff Girls, but you dressed up like Harriet the Spy. Like if you probably got to Powerpuff Girls, you probably went to school like Bubbles.
I was gonna say, me and Ganja watched the shit out of Powerpuff Girls, but none of us thought let's dress up as.
Oh bullshit! I saw Ganja wearing a fucking Powerpuff Girl skirt, whatever the fuck, with those goddamn leggings.
Yeah, you saw Ganja leggings.
Meanwhile, Ganja has that sexy ass hairdo, and you don't say shit about that fucking thing. Like,
Because
goddamn
he didn't do that because of a female character in a show. He just did that because he likes long hair.
Oh no, I was trying to let Laura Croft.
Complete with the square titties. Oh my goodness. But no, and by the way too, if everyone's saying like Nick is fucking weird, I just want to like defend myself. This is what she turned into. She was in a trad video.
God damn.
She was fine.
She was familiar. Like I feel like when I'm looking at the picture of her as a child, she does look familiar. I feel like I've seen her in something else when she got a little older, but I can't. Like,
Oh, so
what's
you
her?
went to middle school with Nick?
I doubt it.
I actually saw her making fun of me wearing her fucking yellow jacket. So,
Carrie.
like, why are you wearing that, you bitch? No, but no, like I said, Harry the Spy would be fucking cool. Arthur, obviously, but Adrian, I didn't ask you. Like, what would you like to see?
Does anyone remember that show, Wishbone?
Oh, Wishbone!
Oh, the dog.
You bitch, that was gonna be my answer.
I'm sorry, but
I
it was
fucking
just
love it.
I remember watching that and it was fun and it really like brought these stories to life for kids and got them into reading and everything. And I'd like to see that again.
No, I love Wishbone, dude. I don't
It
know
was so
why.
cute.
That dog, I'm in love with, man. Like this shit was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I ever checked this out.
Yeah, no, dude.
I never did either.
This is the only
Oh,
thing that made
Wishbone.
me
It was
not
a fun-
be people fuck, man. Like this shit was great. I wonder what happened. I think that dog died. But anyway.
Oh yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, that does happen.
He's up there in heaven with that monkey from Sambubufu.
Oh man. It's a
And all of the extras for the Bud those Airbud movies.
Airbus series, and then you got the Lassie dogs up there. It's very populated.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though that was kind of odd, that I always felt kind of like okay, but like this thing in the intro when he's wagging his fucking tail, like just that was like, damn, that's
I thought you
wagging.
were gonna say like when they were bringing the stories to life, and he was like hooked up with like this
Oh.
actress and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, he would hook up with female
Because they did
actresses.
like Phantom of the Opera, and he was Raoul. He did like other stuff, and Romeo and
I
Juliet.
remember it was like
and-
Oliver Twist as in being Oliver Twist, and that was
Oh, Wishbone teaching you that animophilia is all right.
Yeah.
It's bestiality.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I made up a new word, motherfucker.
Yeah, you went up with anipophilia? Like what?
Yeah, it's
Hey, that sounds a lot better, man. That sounds perfect. Write that down.
Edipophilia.
No.
And I'm looking in the chat
Sure.
right now too. Julie's like, "Hey, buzzkill, Nick. You fucking talking about
Jesus.
goddamn dogs
Fucking
dying?"
Christ, Jordan, what the hell?
Wait, what did Jordan
Damn
say?
it, Jordan!
Oh, Wishbone got shot.
the
Damn.
fuck, dude?
No.
fuck.
That's
There's only one person allowed to be the biggest asshole on earth, and that's Nick.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny too is like Ruthless is saying like, "Oh, Wishbone used to watch it with the kids at the center." It's like, yeah, he's supposed to be over there taking care of kids. He's like, "Nah, Wishbone, that's a shit though."
Oh, y'all little kids watch Wishbone because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like fuck the kids. Like this is my favorite episode. Wag that fucking tail.
I can see Rufus being one of those volunteers with the kids that go like to Disney or Universal, and he's like 5 or 20 people ahead of the actual group he's supposed to be with. Because he was first. Fuck those kids. They should have got it when I told them.
No, exactly, man. But, and I'm kind of curious what Justin's gonna say really quick, real quick over here, because the thing is, like I said, you're 18 years old, you're a younger dude. I don't know shit about anything that happened in the last like 15 years. So, for you, educational wise, what would you want to see be remade and modernized for today?
Well, I only seen like a couple episodes of this, but I really want to see more because I've been like watching it recently. I don't know if it's educational or not. Reading Rainbow.
Oh fuck yeah, that's from my shit too. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's the most educational thing.
Rainbow.
Yeah, I've been seeing a couple episodes. And it's like, I think it brought this back. I think that would be really freaking cool. So
Nah, reading
I
Rainbow.
thought they
was-
were bringing it back or something.
They
Or
did
was
bring it
new?
back. It was
Did they?
brought back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
oh, then I missed it.
Reading Rainbow was a shit though, but that one guy, the singer or whatever, like he always made a weird face. Like I felt like he was gonna be some kind of
I
rapist.
want
or
to say
something.
LeVar Burton,
It
but
was
I think
creepy
that's
as
wrong.
fuck.
Yeah, LeVar. What do you say, LeVar Burton?
Yeah.
LeVar Burton.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, I got one right. Yes.
yeah,
You did.
finally. No, it's Martin
Okay, fingers
Scorsese.
crossed that he actually got it wrong.
Dude, I don't know why, dude, but like when I first saw this right now, I was like, wait, did I accidentally like type in Gullah Gullah Island?
Ah, that was man.
Gullah Gullah
I
Island.
don't want them to bring Gullah Gullah back because they're not gonna bring back a fucking little Mexican dude in a costume. They're gonna make an SS
You know
CGI.
No, damn it.
No, dude, here's the thing, dude. I'm like so against whitewashing, but that should be hilarious if they bring back white people with Gullah Gullah Island. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Man, I always thought like this was a fucked up island where they got like 10-foot size frogs running around hopping and shit.
No, it's the island from it's Skull Island, man. That shit's normal.
They're on the north side, so I don't have to deal with King Kong.
The
Pretty
thing
much.
is,
But
I was a
Ruthless brought
kid.
up in the chat. I'm pretty sure they're bringing it back. But Carmen San Diego, like where in the world?
Yeah,
is Carmen San Diego?
Yes.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing- I think they're bringing it back to
I
Netflix.
thought they were bringing it back. Like that. Yeah.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to check this out really quick too, like, cause damn, it was like 4 months ago where they were actually even talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carmen San Diego, this fucking thing, I used to watch every time I come up from school and everything. Or God, I would love to see Molly's Big Comfy Couch. You guys remember that shit at all?
That girl
Yeah,
hot as
man.
fuck.
Oh, she was she turned out. To
And
be
I can
fun.
say that because when I was a kid, she was an adult.
Yeah, when I was a kid, she was old. Yeah, she was just I don't even know. She wasn't even old. I'm just talking shit. Like
She's an adult. I say she's an adult.
yeah, she was an adult. But no, man, no. Like I love all that stuff. But yeah,
I,
still though.
I like what Raheem put inside the YouTube chat room. He said Dragon's Tales.
Ooh, Dragon Tales.
Tales.
Let's all go in Dragon Tales.
Dragon
Oh man, yeah, that was the shit.
God.
That's past me.
Maybe Trevor can do that shit. He ain't doing Star Wars anymore.
I wouldn't. All right, this was after my time, but I watched it with my little sister. I kind of wish they would bring back Little Einstein because that actually educated kids in like classical music and shit.
I just said that not too long ago.
No, I do not remember this at all, dude.
But
Oh,
it was on Disney, and it was one of those Disney shows that wasn't really highly popular. So it got put on like the late night Disney run or real early, and it was just about these guys going around solving problems. But it was mostly done to like Mozart, Beethoven, like some like real classic.
What does that have to do with Einstein?
It's to educate the kids. Like they do math and they do like stuff with animals. It's mostly like a cartoon for general education, like history. You know, they teach kids about places around the world.
Yeah, man, no. And by the way, I'm looking in the chat right now too. Adrian decided to put this up. I'm telling you, like, I'm so like, because when I watched it as a kid, it was like, oh, she's just stretching, but I can't help it, dude. I need to get laid because when I see this now, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing, man. I'm like, goddamn, she can stretch.
No, dude, like seriously, dude, I'm gonna give me a clock sheet, like, for some fun, like on my bed,
Well,
dude. Like,
Alan, at least you know that Nick's not afraid of clowns.
I'm just saying, fuck no.
Maybe that was why I was never afraid of clowns, because the only clown I ever saw was hot.
You know what's fucked up is like I just realized she's a clown. God damn.
Well, she has a red nose.
I guess I could say he's about to stick his dick in it.
You're gonna
Hey,
put
man.
Get back here and respect my fucking pun.
Dude, I gotta say, a pun like that, dude, you really do come out very penny wise.
Ooh.
Yeah. And by the way, I like how
That's
this.
it. I'm done.
Hey, Penelope, can I ask you a question, girl? What's your favorite type of movie? Action, kung fu, comedy? Tell me, Bird.
That's fucked up. I think that Bird wants to fuck Molly in her comfy couch again too.
Somebody has to do clowns and not good looking to me. Fun.
I guess you could say Alan flew the coop.
Oh man, no, and it's funny too.
Jesus fucking Christ, I will quit this fucking.
and looking at the chat now too, like
You're killing me with the puns.
she's doing this shit right now, and then like this boy in the fucking Einstein thing is like, fuck yeah, who's she? I want to be on that goddamn channel. Like, yeah,
I'm so ready to get old and go on HBO.
exactly. Oh man, no, but hopefully Netflix does something by making these adult too. That's another thing you need to fucking do. But here's the thing: I'm about to go piss off Alan big time. Maybe, I don't know. I can't
Okay.
read you when it comes to video games at all, dude. But
Oh yeah,
Battlefield-
no, I tell that to people all the time. If you ever want to talk to me about video games, you won't be able to predict what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, because here's the thing, dude. Yeah, Battlefield 1 getting a new 5 versus 5. Why are you mad about 5 versus 5? Like, I mean, is
Because
that...
when you think of like, and God just played Battlefield online, like on PC, you know, the inferior version, so he kind of understands this. But when you think of Battlefield, you
Nazi
think of these
motherfucker.
large-scale warfares, like 30 versus 30 people on each side, and these huge battles to simulate actual real wars. So you have tactics, you have to work with your team. Your team has specific, you know, you have healers, you also have the support that has specific, you know, ammos, and you have the engineers who are designed to blow shit up. Then you have the snipers, the recon. They're the ones that scan out the area to kind of help your squad. Like there are squads in the game, but everyone kind of has to work together for a collective effort to actually try to get objectives, fight back the enemy team, and do interesting things. That's Battlefield. That's the whole point of Battlefield. It's not Call of Duty, where Call of Duty is basically this. It's all about large-scale warfare and working as a large collective team of like 30, 40 people. This is some esports bullshit that is only in the game for esports. They literally say it's just for esports. They just added this mode in so that it could be in the fucking esports competition. So we will Battlefield 1 because they can't do it in any other game mode because everything else is like fucking 30 players. You could have 30 computers fucking set up and have an interesting game. You gotta do this 5v5 bullshit.
But see, here's the thing that I'm having an issue with, because, okay, you say that, right, but then we get situations like, okay, like people like to talk a lot about Rainbow Six Siege and all these games that do a different thing. They fuck with the formula of the first-person shooter. The reason why Call of Duty is doing this right is because they're making it for the player. Like, I know it's not the best game out there. I know it's not the best franchise. I know every game has a bad story, the whole fucking thing, and the same shit every single year. But when you play it, you get in, you get out. 8 minutes, boom. When I was doing a Let's Play with the fans and everything on the MCA+, it was easy to kind of be like, all right, guys, we're going to finish this. It's going to be done. 7 minutes, 8 minutes. The show's over. Live stream, whatever the fuck, right? It was really cool. With Battlefield, I had to make it a commitment. I got to make sure, okay, you know what? Do I want to get pussy today? Well, I can't do that. I got to play a game of Battlefield 1. If I want to get work done, if I want to work out, I can't do any of that shit because 30v30, fucking these huge ass... And, like, dude, I swear to God, there's been times where I play and the servers are fucked up or my internet's fucked up, whatever the case may be. Imagine playing in 25 to 35 minutes into a game and then the shit crashes on you and you're fucking gone. And yet not having an option to play a 5 versus 5.
Yeah,
That
and
shit is
100%
so frustrating.
that is, I can't argue with anything he said because everything he said was facts. But that's Battlefield. That's you. It's a commitment. Like when you play the games, there's 30 to 40 guns, but they all fire differently, and you can customize them based on your playstyle. Me, I'm a medic. My job is to resurrect people and heal people up, but I'm also supposed to be running all the fucking time. So my guns, I customize them to do that. I customize them to have high rate of fire and decent accuracy because I'm constantly running. But that's the whole point of Battlefield is you do make that commitment. Call of Duty will always be the most popular game over Battlefield because it doesn't require any commitment. Anybody and their grandma can pick it up. But the fact that they're putting this in, it's like, oh, fuck these people that have been supporting you guys for years. We want the esport audience. It's like, it's going against what makes the game great.
True, but here's the thing too, and I want to get your opinion on this as well, because they're talking about the team-based battle featuring infantry and vehicles. Players will be able to choose from 1 of 8 character kits. Now, I hate character kits. Call of Duty's been doing this for a very long time, etc. And even Battlefield does this anyways. Like, I mean, I seem to do this in Battlefield 3 and 4 and the whole fucking thing. But
yeah,
I want to ask you, like, is this any different? Because I don't play it a whole lot. Is this any different? These ones listed here, like Trench Surgeon, Control Leader, all this stuff. Is this very different from what you already have?
Yes and no. What it is in the base game there's 4: medic, assault, recon, and support. And what those are, they have different powers. Ammo, you can with ammo for the support. What was it for the fucking? I can't remember what it is for sniper because I never play sniper. But engineers, explosives, and medic has the healing. Those to me make sense because that's kind of how the game works. That everyone has specific abilities. Like those are abilities. Like they have for certain things of more health, or they have different equipment. But for the most part, they can generally hold a series of set guns. So to me, that makes perfect sense. Like that's kind of how the game runs anyway. It's just those are the base ones, and then you can further customize every class to fit your particular need.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I just wish they would have I just don't like classes. I mean, like, they say you can level everything up and everything, whatnot too. But it's just kind of like, I don't feel like I have any control over the gameplay that I'm actually playing. Now, back to the whole youthful thing. I know Adrian and Jenny doesn't really play games, so I'm not going to ask y'all a whole lot of questions about it. But Justin, you seem like the type of dude that might play a couple first-person shooters. You can take that as a compliment or whatever the fuck. I play first-person shooters, so I'm the same way. But like, do you care about Battlefield 1, and do you even get these DLCs or whatever too? Because I don't even know what you're into.
I never played it and I did not buy it, so I have no words for this.
Okay, and is there any reason why too? Because now I'm gonna take advantage of this. I finally have somebody that'll be on my side against Alan, because I fucking hate Battlefield. But like, why don't you get into it?
Yeah, I just I thought people have been saying to me like, oh, play this, and it's like, I'm not interested, to be honest. I'm more interested in the new World War II one because I thought, I was just not interested as most people were.
Yeah, how you feel about that, Alan? Bitch.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Alan.
Woo, you found someone that likes Call of Duty. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Here's the thing. I hate Call of Duty too, but I'm more interested in the World War II stuff because I was more influenced. Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that too, Justin, it's like it's been a while since we've had that as well. I mean, I know it's something that people are probably like, well, we've seen that 100 times. I mean, he even talked about it on the MCA Plus thing. But it's like it has been a little bit of a breather, so I'm a little refreshed. I'm like, holy shit. But not that refreshed because Battlefield 1's doing the same thing too, going old school. And I don't know why we're going old school.
But that's the thing, like Battlefield didn't go old school for the sake of going old school. They went to a time period that no one ever did, and this was actually a passion project for them. This is something they've wanted to do for a while. I think even before Battlefield 4 was coming out. It's something they kind of spoke to EA. It's like, oh, we want to do World War I because there's a lot of history, there's a lot of cool weaponry, and it was a time period change from almost medieval warfare, like swords and shields and stuff, to actually moving to modern military. It was like that right exact point when World War I happened, and it was a passion project for them. So to me, it makes sense, and they revamped the entire gameplay. There's Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4 are completely different games, even though they're in the same genre. But when you pick up Call of Duty World at War, it's the same thing that we've seen. Hell, I was talking to Ganj about this. Why are there red dot sights in fucking World War II?
Yeah, I don't even
that
fucking
never
know.
fucking happened.
Oh, don't get me started, because some history Call of Duty fans will be like, oh, well, they had holographic sights in World War II. Bitch, it was on special weapons. I highly doubt your uncle got a holographic sight. He got a little cut on his rifle. That's all he had.
Well, especially in storyline-wise, you're a cadet. You're not like a dude who has the most advanced fucking weapons. So it doesn't make any sense that you're going into there and you just have these great fucking weapons. You don't start off with a fucking red dot.
Oh my god, they are stretching history like a motherfucker. And I thought the dude dressed in all metal in Battlefield 1 was pushing it.
Nah.
See, Nick, when you went to get a partner, you got a rook, I got a king.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Wow.
You know what though, Alan? On the side, we got a horse. Alan. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, Ganja. I just had to make that joke. It's not. Yeah, I'm not even gonna do that. I apologize. The whole thing.
Only if the horse is BoJack, bro. Only if the horse is BoJack.
No, but it's fucking stupid. But yeah, you don't like the esports thing. I kind of do. I like that they're doing this. Whatever the fuck. We'll see what happens with it. It may not be all that great, but I'm still hyped. But one last thing before we go. And you're probably going to be confused why I'm even bringing this up, Ganja. But then again, you've been bringing up things on the after hours where I just don't get ya. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You like that ratchet shit. I don't know why you're like this fucking MTV2.
I love that shit.
No, because...
Lil Yachty is our generation's Mozart. I stand by
No,
that.
he's not.
No.
I didn't like Mozart, but you can go fuck yourself.
but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the women. Now, here's the thing. Did you watch Bad Moms when that shit came out last year?
No, I avoid
didn't.
that shit like the plague, bro.
What are we going with that?
No, because I actually watched it. It wasn't that bad.
Why?
Why?
Because my mom wanted to
Garbage.
fucking watch it and she thinks she's young still. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with her.
I mean, to be fair, out of all the reasons I could think of, that's a pretty decent one.
That's a solid 100%, man. I can't argue your facts there.
But the one thing, like, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up over here. But yeah, like this movie. I mean, the trailer just came out. I think earlier this morning with Mila Kunis, obviously the whole fucking thing, Bad Moms. But one thing that's been kind of strange for me is because it's a Christmas movie. It's Bad Moms Christmas. It's not Bad Moms 2 or anything. It's a Christmas one. If you notice, man, adults are getting back like the holidays. Like this is no longer a kid's time for like nice Disney like family movies around like. Since 2014, we had fucking the Anna Kendrick movie. What's the fucking thing? Happy Christmas.
Christmas Party. You had the Harold and Kumar.
The night before.
Yeah, they had the Christmas movie.
Well, they've been doing also, like, that's the thing, like, the only reason these movies exist is because of what you're saying. But you're going to get to the point where everyone wants to do this kind of bullshit, and you're just going to go right back to what it was before. Because back in, the day, they used to be kind of like, they used to always do these kind of weird things during the Christmas holidays or during holidays just to throw people the fuck off.
They've kind of always had like these holiday movies with more of an adult like kind of tone to them. Because National, no, not even that, like National Lampoon in like I think it was the 80s. It was pretty adult humor and it was based around the spirit of Christmas.
I like in the chat, Tay's like
they straight
kids.
up killed a cat in that movie.
No, man. But no. Okay. And then the chat when he hears Lil Yachty is Mozart. And by the way, Jenny.
If you said Beethoven, I would have fucking jumped you.
But Jenny, actually, because I'm gonna get your opinion on this. I actually am very, very curious what you think. But I'm gonna have you jump out and come right back in because you are underwater like fucking Mario. Yeah, like honestly, she sounded like she was in fucking Hurricane Irma and shit. So, but yeah, dude. I'm sorry, it's fucking stupid. But yeah, like you guys were saying though, like they've been doing this for a while too. But another thing that they haven't been doing for a while is just in general ratchet movies, like with just girl comedians. They just did Girls Trip. They did what that fucking thing, Night Out.
Then is it Night Out? Yeah, I think so.
Girls' Night.
Girls Night,
yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Which by the way, it's so fucking similar
Rough Night.
titles.
Rough Night.
Is it whatever? Something with night in it that has ScarJo in it. You figure it out.
I think you could count Role Models 2? Not Role Models 2. The movie where they go Neighbors 2.
Oh yeah, Neighbors 2.
It's the sorority instead of a fraternity.
Yeah.
Well, what was that one with the wedding? The one with the Fatty McGee.
Oh, Table 19 or Table 13?
Oh, no, it's the wedding one. Bridesmaids.
Okay.
Yeah, with what's her face.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like this happens a lot, and I mean, like me, Ganja, and we've been talking about nerdy shit this entire time. So I want to get some other opinions. Like Adrian, what do you feel what do you feel about the quality of these movies? Because you see a lot of movies when they come out. It's early and everything too.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really seen like Girls Trip or Bad Moms. Well, I saw a little bit of Bad Moms on TV, but I turned that shit off. I don't know. I don't generally watch those particular type of movies once in a while, but.
Wow, she just gained a lot of fucking respect from me. Then again, you still got that Beauty and the Beast thing still. I don't know.
Hey, fuck you.
Adrian. No, but Jenny, how about you? Like, are you in the same boat with Adrian there?
In terms of like these kind of generic comedy movies, I mean,
see, that's the thing. Like, when you say generic, I'm like, I don't even feel like they're generic because I love how they're finally cool with like girls being pretty disgusting, like dudes are.
Yeah,
it's
I
fucking
agree,
hilarious.
I go on good writing because like even for the guys, like the girl, they're like it's just the same thing. You're just like, hey, there's a woman, so we can throw vagina jokes in there and stuff now. I mean, I don't like them like when they're all guys. I don't really like them when they're all girls. I mean, there's a couple here and there I like, but for me, that's just not my cup of tea. So
Yeah, no, I mean, what were you saying, Ganja?
My problem with these movies, especially that I know a lot of these women, because a lot of these women come out of out of stand up, so I know some of their bits. A lot of these women are actually a lot more talented than what they actually do in these films, and could write better scripts. It just feels like it feels like the 80s and 90s to me still when it comes to making these female comedies, because it's like, oh, girls can do what guys could do. Meanwhile, you got HBO shows like Girls that actually show women being women and in a comedic light to a certain degree. I know you're nodding your head, Rook, because of all that PC culture, but they actually show women how they act to a certain degree, especially, in major cities like New York City. This just seems like, all right, what's the most generic mom stuff we can make fun of or take to the extreme to get like a sympathetic laugh? Like it feels like the most lower common denominator. It almost feels like when they make a stoner movie and half the jokes is just about smoking weed, but there's no actual humor about the weed. It's just, hey, isn't it cool to be high? Look at this funny thing when you're high. It feels like the same.
And
Yeah, to agree with God, that's what they're doing. Is they're taking essentially what would have been like a fucking Harold and Kumar movie and just replace the cast with entirely female because it will make people forget right off the bat that we've seen this before. Like that's why I'll never watch those fucking movies because it's the same shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I mean, because I'm feeling like we're about to enter the age of just a complete like acceptance of female ratchetry. Like, I kind of want that. Like, I'm not saying like I want that like in society, but like in movies, girls can be fucking funny, dude. Like, because here's the thing, and people are gonna be mad at this shit, but like 10 years ago, dude, I don't think there was a whole lot of good female comedians. Like, people actually liked Amy Schumer because there was nobody else funny out there.
I think there was like 8.
Yeah, exactly. And now you get so many. I'm like, fuck yeah, female comedians. Like, come on out, man. Like, back in the day, the only people I had was like Lisa Lampanelli, and even her, I mean, she just fucking said racist shit and sexist shit the whole time.
She became a parody herself towards the end.
Yeah, and like nowadays, it's just I don't know. Like, you got so many, I can't even keep up. I mean, even Rashida Evans, is that her name? Rashida.
Right.
I forgot her fucking name. But I mean, she's in a bunch of things too. It's not just Saturday Night Live alumni, like that's another thing too. I'm sick of everything being Saturday Night Live, and it's just kind of like funny just to see them interact with each other. It's like, yeah, I get it, dude. Like I'm not into that culture. You know what I mean? But with this said though, man, like granted, we're not going to talk a whole lot about the fucking trailer, right? Like we already seen this. It's your typical thing,
I think the only thing that looks interesting is that they're bringing their moms in it, but I feel like that's just going to be another play. Like, look at our crazy, wacky moms. This is why we're so fucked up.
So crazy, so bad grandmas.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then that's going to be awful. Holy shit.
Dude, if they do bad grandmas, that would be the shit.
And of course, Susan Sarandon's in this shitty movie because she don't fucking pick good scripts anymore for some reason.
Wait, who?
Susan Sarandon.
Ooh, Susan Sarandon, she's in this fucking thing.
Yeah, she plays one of the characters' moms who's a free spirit. That bitch has just become a hippie in her 70s, man.
Oh,
yeah, you're right. But then again, this movie's not gonna be good anyway. Fucking Mila Kunis is in it, and she's terrible in every fucking movie she's in.
Fuck you.
Oh, besides Black Swan, name me one good movie Mila Kunis has ever been in.
Ted.
Friends with Benefits.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
I said one good movie, and I'm still waiting.
I gave you one. Rick gave you one. Just because you don't want to take them as legitimate answers, go fuck yourself.
Those are fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I think Ted counts. I think Ted counts.
Ted does not count. She's a glorified fucking girlfriend, and I don't even remember the first one you named.
And Friends with Benefits, I haven't seen that movie either, but at least it's fucking honest. It's not, and it's one of those.
It's the same movie. Has no strings attached except for different actors.
Yeah, but
it was better, a lot better.
Yeah, Alan, listen to the bird. The bird agrees with me too. Look at it. It's just.
She's fucking asleep.
Oh man.
Enough of this.
But the thing is, like, with this whole Ratchet thing, like, okay, so Ganja, the other, like, I think it was like a week ago, whatever, we did After Hours at the midweek, and for some reason, I don't know why you did this, but we watched Bad Girls Club all fucking night.
Well, it started with Lil Yachty, and then it turned to Bad Girls, and then it turned to Cheaters.
Oh God, why?
Yeah,
because when you give Ganja the remote, I go to UPN.
Which is why I'm the one that runs the fucking After Hours.
But that's the thing, though, man. Like, and I will say, like, you guys were watching like one of my favorite fucking characters on the show, Jody. She is in love with this fucking voodoo fucking thing.
Oh, the crazy girl, the voodoo doll. What the fuck was it, that voodoo doll?
God damn. All right, the voodoo vixen.
She's Creole, bitch. She coming your food, man. She's fine.
Dude, that bitch, man, she fucking spitting someone's goddamn fucking pizza.
Oh, man, that made me mad.
All right, I felt bad for a second when like the whole house turned like Lord of the Flies, and everybody came and just poured their beers on her.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry, but you grabbed that bottle and
disrespectful shit, Alan.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. You grab that bottle and you smash her across the face. That's what someone deserves for fucking doing that, man.
No, this whole fucking show is so intense, dude. Like, she's just crazy as fuck. Like, she's in love with this fucking voodoo doll thing. The shit's amazing. I love that voodoo doll thing.
That bitch is Creole.
What the fuck is
I had to
Creole?
look up.
Wow.
Dude, I had to look up what that was because I was like, I've never fucking heard that in my life.
I mean, I think I'm in love with this girl. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I'm in love with this girl.
Just make sure you do the cooking.
Yeah, actually, oh, shit. No, you can be
You forgot to mention we watched Favor of Love as well.
Oh, you did. No, that was a different
I
anime
remember
night,
that.
wasn't it?
No, it was the same night.
Oh, I thought it was anime night because you.
Because right after we saw Jodie lose her shit, we watched this one lady try to cook chicken in the microwave by pressing the chicken button.
Oh God.
I remember that one.
Damn!
Wow.
As soon as you said that, Gondry, like you watch Flavor of Love, man, I was like, this bitch. Oh no!
That's why we don't let Gaja do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my voodoo down and get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't know why that voodoo doll needs to be burned. Why the fuck would anyone think this is a great idea to keep around?
No, dude, that fucking that.
I thought you were talking about the girl, but all right.
Yeah, no, that bitch sounds
burn
fake.
her. Fuck it.
Burn that bitch.
She might be just pretty enough.
Man, Jordan jokes, but a Ratchet viewing party might actually be fucking hilarious.
And I'm so glad that he's see Jordan. I don't know, is he like sneaking on us all the fucking time or something?
I have a belief that he's hacked our Google Docs. He's hacked my email personally, your email personally, and
well,
he's
your
just
password is
listening in the
420
Hangouts.
so it's not that hard.
No, because the thing is,
Shut up!
Because the thing is, like, I'm gonna ask you guys really quick. If we were to begin doing a viewing party titled Ratchet Night, where will we be?
And I will host that motherfucker with the diligence as a soldier.
Me and Ganja talked about this like privately. Like there was no one else in the call. I don't know how. Like apparently, me, Ganja, and Nick independently all thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, and I think it is because it went so well. And it's like we have anime night, we have viewing party night. That's where all the fucking nerds are. But I want to get some ratchet ass. Like I want to get drunk Jenny. I want to get horny Adrian.
I'm glad you actually brought that up because we actually have this Saturday we are doing the viewing party, and because of the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor fight last time, we actually had to cancel it because every streaming service died that night.
Yeah.
We are going to do one this week for the TV pilots, but I mean I don't know if it's too early, but if you all want to switch it to the Ratchet night, it wouldn't be that much more work to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we?
Ooh.
Honestly, I just let the people
Because
vote.
right now, Justin and everyone in the chat room is like coming up with great Flavor of Love episodes. Fucking Juliet said Charms Girl, and I forgot that show existed.
Okay,
God.
vote in the straw poll and send PMs directly to me. And if we get at least 3 or 4 choices, I see no reason why this Saturday can't be Ratchet Night.
And I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, 7 votes. 100% people want to watch Ratchet Night. And I won't be there.
You can't do that.
Oh man, this is the night. Like usually, we guys like don't want y'all to get rowdy. These are the nights for that.
Yeah. Pull a titty out.
Pull the titty out. All right. You can get rowdy, but if you keep saying the same thing for like 2 hours, you're gonna get annoying, and we're gonna kick you out. Like we have patience, but fucking hey, man.
You're gonna be rowdy, at least be funny.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but that's the thing, man. Like, I mean, everyone's invited, obviously. I mean, a rabbit call, we could fit like 25 people in there, right?
Oh,
yeah, I don't think
plus
we've ever
more
hit the full.
Yeah. So, and like I said, like you guys don't know, you guys don't know Adrian and Jenny. When they drink, this shit's great. We do Quiplash too, and man, this shit gets fucking crazy.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You know, I said that in my heart going, we'll get like 2 votes and I'll be fine. I didn't think that shit would explode. God
Yeah,
damn.
it's 9 votes, man.
Oh, are you
like,
kidding me too? God damn.
people are
I'm
just,
gonna vote for that shit too.
yeah, man.
Fuck
so-
you.
I'm just saying, like, with this situation happening with the whole, like, the Ratchet stuff, I'm like, you know what, dude, let's fucking go. Like, we're always being trendy. We're always talking about shit that's, being talked about on the internet. It's like, you know what, let's talk about Ratchet-ass shit. And I'm down for that. I mean, I don't know. I think that should be funny
Man,
as
I
fuck.
could probably even go like look around the internet and do like we do for Anime Night, Alan, and just find like Ratchet shorts.
If that's the case, you're doing it. I'm not scouring the internet for that bullshit.
Oh, I'll go through World Star Hip Hop. Like I'm looking up like.
Well, welcome to everybody to basically the meetings. This is what we do at the end of the shows.
No, man. Like I said, dude, it's just something I want to kind of put it out there. If you guys really want to do this shit, we'll do this shit like fucking this Saturday. Like it will.
I'm already
happen.
getting PMs from people, so it seems like they're down for it.
Oh,
That
I
sounds like
love-
fun.
I love the Double Toasted audience and MCA crews. I love that.
I'm gonna have to sequester myself to my room because my grandfather is visiting me this weekend from Florida.
No, have him join. Get a mic.
Oh, even better.
Give us some Viagra.
Sit him down.
All right, grandfather's night.
He won't need it when Ratchet Night goes away. I think it is.
Honey,
God.
is that what they call the twerk?
You're horrible.
Oh.
Horrible.
her dad's gonna be like, wow. Her dad's gonna be like, oh, go ahead.
Why
rip
is
this.
why is her ass like Bob at my communal home when he has his cerebral palsy flare up?
Oh, that's fucked up, dude.
Oh, shit.
This night is gonna go down in history. This might be more rowdy than the Star Wars night.
Damn, look at this shit in the chat.
Oh.
Now we just went like to roll our hip hop shit.
Oh no,
Jesus.
this is. Oh, fuck.
Damn. Look at all this shit.
We're gonna get that night. We're gonna get YouTube people that are like doing blood calls. Sue Woo.
What? We're not gonna orchestrate a gang war during fucking Ratchet Night.
Hey man, I'm letting you know right now. I'll post a link in YouTube comment. I hope YouTube people come out and just act full.
And I am going to search for Justin Zarian. I want that motherfucker to be like, oh my god.
Oh, yes.
I already
Justin,
texted him.
you better be there.
Yeah, dude, I would love to make it. I had to sit through Colossal. That motherfucker is watching.
Oh
Ratchet
no.
Night.
If he doesn't watch the show, he'll still think it's the TV pilots. He'll show up.
Oh, dude, that would be great.
Oh, yes.
Hey, nobody tell the Mormon anything.
Yeah, nobody tell that motherfucker anything.
Oh, I feel terrible, man. He's gonna be mad at
That'd
me.
be awesome.
Oh man.
Well, we have
so-
to assume everyone in this call, including the 20 people watching, are gonna keep a secret, which I highly doubt.
No, so I think it's official. I mean, like, yeah, it's definitely official. We're gonna be doing that shit, but you know what? That's gonna conclude
Yay.
us though, because Double Toast is gonna be starting, and hey, you guys gotta see that It review, man. Apparently people are talking good about It, and which is fucking like I'm
They
amazed.
say it's
Yeah, I
good.
can't wait to see it.
They say it's good. You fucking
I kind of want to go see it.
God. Anyways, people. It's about that time we do that countdown thing. So, Ganja Guru, I'm gonna need you to scream out that beautiful fucking voice for me, Mr.
Are
Kathy
you
Bates.
ready?
I'm ready.
Are
3,
you ready?
2, 1. Attack! Attack!
There was a little point.
Oh, y'all fucked it up.